opportunity that we can't pass on.
Mōrena kia tātou katoa e te motu whānui, e ngā iwi, e ngā maunga, e ngā wai, nau mai haere mai ki tēnei papāhotanga, kei here taunga kei Mitre 10 Park, ke konei mātou mō tēnei rā whakahirahira, arā ko te rā whakamutunga hoki, mō tēnei o ngā whakataetai kaiaka. We are here at Mitre 10 Park, nau mai e te whānau, ko Pōkai Hau Short tōku ingoa, and next to me I have Brianna Stevenson, and as well as Mark Rosanowski, I believe. I hope I said that right. Engari e te whānau. He nui tēnei rā, we have a big day ahead of us, don't we, guys?
Ngā mihi kai, indeed we do. Ke te peha kau.
Oh, kei te pai, kei te ora pai. I tēnei rā, we have on our finals, semis-finals day, I believe we have a lot of, starting off with some of our juniors, kātahi ka eke atu ki ngā pakeke o te o ngā kura, and we have the seniors coming up a bit later. Oh, actually in 20 minutes we have seniors semis. That's got to be interesting e te whānau. What are our thoughts?
Day 3 already. Toru, Brianna, Morena.
Morena, yes. Exciting day for everyone today with some of the semis and the finals and our sprints. We will kick off the senior boys semi-finals at 9:15. At the moment we have the junior semis on the track. What are you looking forward to today, Mark?
Certainly the sprints and the fact that the boys will be going 4 rounds in both the 100 and the 200 if they go all the way. So they'll have their 100 semis very shortly, as you say, and then in about an hour the semi-finals for the 200. Of course, they had 2 rounds yesterday. And we've got the women's sprints too, which look really, the senior girls look really strong too. The 800 metres, Tony Rogers will be in for those. The pictures we're taking first of all is the senior girls shotput, and there are 19 listed starters there, and we'll move to that. That'll be our concentration in the field. Topa this morning, while across on the track, Oma, those 100 metres coming very shortly for the senior boys. Brianna, it's obviously a day where there's 1.5 days of competition. We've talked about some of the athletes who have been very busy, and fatigue has to play a part at this point.
Absolutely. It's the third day of 3, and as you said, with some of those sprint progressions being 4 rounds, there's going to be some tired bodies out there. And the beauty of New Zealand secondary schools is the senior athletes especially are given kind of a free rein to enter in whichever events they would like to. So athletes like Mia DeJager, who we've seen in the 100, 200, 400 and the high jump, we're going to see a few familiar faces today as well. So hopefully they've been getting their recovery in, hydrating, refueling and everything that's going to keep them ready for day 3 of competition.
Yes, so let's talk about the weather, Kai, because in English, very hot.
Ai, tino wera i te rā, nei inanahi rā, nui rawa te kapua i te ata, a lot of clouds in the morning yesterday, but today we're starting off hot, very, very hot. Noi rā, tērā pia ki a rātou ngā kai whakataetai, the athletes out there, they're going to be bringing it in from the get-go, so see how they can manage with a lot going on today in terms of our semis and finals. We also have the boys senior javelin throws at 10:30 as well, so I'm pretty interested in that. I love our good javelin throw, so keen for that one.
Good to have our visitors here across the weekend from Fiji, Niue and Cook Islands. Desom Tikapua from the Cook Islands is next up in the senior girls shot, and we'll bring you some distances through as the first round unfolds here of our first event this afternoon. There's also road races going on at the moment, and we'll check out those results as they come to hand as well. But a very warm morning, Brianna, for those on the road.
It's going to be pretty hot out there. I believe the road race is being held at Park Island in Taradale. So, depending on how the course is set up, it might be just their distances run fully in the sun today. So, yes, we look forward to hearing how that has gone this morning.
And also we're going to recap the hammer throw last night, which finished about 7 o'clock, I think. I left just before then.
Wow.
So we'll check out those as well as we look forward to all of the finals coming through this morning. Can tell you that Carmen Elizabeth Moritz out of Westlake Girls has got the put out to 14.05, the early lead from Paige Fletcher, 13.26, Ruby Jones at 13.04. And on the track, Brianna, we have two semi-finals for the senior boys 100 metres. We've seen some outstanding sprinting so far across the day and a half. I was talking to Shay Veach this morning, and he believes the correct pronunciation of Dominic's name is Dubé. So Dominic Dubé, my apologies for calling Dominic Dube across the first day and a half, but he'll be one of the runners to watch here in the semi.
Absolutely. We've had some great progressions over the last couple days. As you can see on the screen there, lane 1, Remy Simonton, lane 2, Luke Thompson, lane 3, Dominic Dubé, lane 4, Regan Wilson, lane 5, Daniel Mandengu, lane 6, Ollie Anderson, lane 7, Finn Hawkins, and lane 8, Zach Nanestad. So this will be the first of two semi-finals, progressions being top 3 per heat, and then the next 2 fastest times.
So time's critical here this morning. Would you consider, despite the heat, the conditions to be good for times?
Absolutely, yeah. Definitely, it looks pretty still as far as the wind goes, which is what you like. And although tough running in the heat, typically sprinters find it easier to kind of get their legs ticking over faster. So I think we can definitely expect some fast times this morning. Okay,
looking forward to that. And we talk about the rounds for the 100 metres and the 200 metres. And of course, many of these athletes, participants, tangata, will be lining up in relays at the end of the show too, 4x1s and 4x4s for some of them.
Yeah, an exciting day for our sprinters today with the finals happening, and yes, as you said, a chance to come together as a team and put on a show for the 4x100 metres.
So the first semi-final of the senior boys 100 metres. As I say, many of these boys will be back in an hour or so for the 200 metres semis, and obviously the finals of the 100 metres coming up later this morning as well. So a very busy schedule for them, and they'll be looking to their whānau and their coaches for rest and recovery tips and assistance between races as they take their blocks. The big bounce for some of them, just a nerve thing, Brianna?
Yeah, sometimes just a bit of a routine thing, you know, shaking your legs out, getting ready.
So Dominic Dubé, lane 3, Regan Wilson in 4, Daniel Mandingu in 5 have been prominent through early rounds, but they've all earned their place here in this semi-final. And they're underway. Dominic Dubé just taking a wee while to warm into it. Regan Wilson's coming out strongly. Daniel Mandingu is there as well. It's the 3 in the middle who are coming through. Dominic Dubé and Regan Wilson. They look to be the first 2 home. And then Ollie Anderson coming through out of King's College in lane number 6.
We will await those official results. But as we said, top 3 per heat will automatically progress to the final this afternoon, and then the next 2 fastest times, which we will be keeping an eye on for you.
And they should come up shortly. Sometimes we just wait for an extra few seconds to make sure that everything is accurate. Regan Wilson's been given the win, 10.84 from Tauranga Boys. Ollie Anderson, 10.88. King's College and Dominic Dubé, 10.90. And Daniel Mandingu, 10.97 is a key time right now, and so is 11.01 for Zach Nanestad. And Brianna, talking to Shay this morning, he said they're going to have to run sub-11 to make the final, and the first semi-finals told us just that. He's right.
Yes, I think that's probably on the money from Shay there. These boys will pretty much need to run sub-11 to qualify. So our two fastest times at the moment being 10.97 and 11.01. Personal bests, I think, we saw in that first semi-final by Ollie Anderson in second from King's College, 10.88. And a season's best from Daniel Mandingu as well with 10.97.
The second semi here, Ethan Hole in lane 1 out of Geraldine. August Thongskool from Whangarui High. Troy Waldrum from St Patrick's College Silverstream. Cole Yeager from Dilworth. Joshua Innes, Tauranga Boys. Noah King from Northcote College. Toby O'Leary, Whitby Collegiate. Julian Sybin from St Peter's School in Cambridge.
We've got 3 sub-11 personal bests in this race. Lane 3, Troy Waldrum from St Patrick's College with a personal best of 10.83. Cole Yeager from Dilworth College, 10.98. And then Noah King in lane 6 from Northcote College with a PB of 10.84.
To the blocks for the second semi. 100 metres. Ora metre. And underway, Troy Waldrum in lane 3 looking to get up right early and coming hard. With Joshua Innes has made quite a good beginning as well, and so too Noah King out there in lane number 6. Coming through Troy Waldrum, Noah King, Joshua Innes prominent as well.
As we expected, those 3 sub-11 runners taking the first 3 spots in that semi-final. Our 2 fastest times will be watching carefully for the 4th and 5th place getter times to see whether they're going to progress to the final this afternoon.
Troy Waldrum, it's taking a wee while to get to his upright stance, but he's blasted away for a 10.90 win there. Joshua Innes coming up at 11 seconds, Brianna, which means things are looking good for Daniel Mandingu and Zach Nanestad here.
Yes. So we'll await the official results, but it looks like our 4th and 5th place getters from the previous semi-final will progress to this afternoon's senior boys 100 metre final, where we can expect some very fast times.
Indeed, because they'll be leaving it all out there in the finals without any doubt. Joshua Innes given the same time as the third runner, 2 at 11 seconds, Noah King, and so here's Daniel Mandingu. Will be through, and Zach Nanestad was given 11.01. Finn Hawkins has come up 11.01 too, so we'll just see what the situation is there. We'll have to go back and check that first result. Sometimes they're not 100% accurate as they come through.
If you're following along on the live results, you'll see that those wins were negative 0.2. So, yeah, pretty negligible wins this morning, which was perfect conditions for these boys to run fast. And on the screen there, you can see the top 8 who will be progressing to the final this afternoon. This morning we actually had 2 boys who were there just in case there were any withdrawals in those semi-finals. So I suspect we will see a similar setup for the finals with our 9th and 10th place getters hanging around in the warm-up area just in case they get the call up.
So just out of that first heat, initially Zach Nanestad was credited with 11.01, but Finn Hawkins has come up with 11.01 and listed as the 8th finalist for that final, which is sit down for before lunch at around 11:35. Kai, a fast start to the day.
Oh, taukiri ai. Te tuku i ngā kōrero. Tere rawa i nei tamatāne I runga I te papaoma. Very fast lads we see getting under 11 second mark and geez, that's impressive from my viewpoint. I'm not too sure about you guys, but that is damn impressive. And yes, I do agree mo te hekinga o te rangi I tēnei wā. Kore kau te pupuhi o te hau. Barely any wind this morning, which is actually real neat.
That could spring up a little later. We wouldn't mind a little wind in here. Well, wind of the right description, let's be clear.
A little bit of airflow would be nice in the cabin this morning.
This here is kind of... I'm going to move this around and see if this can actually do anything for you guys there. If you can hear any clattering, it's just...
Mark's just been hogging the air conditioning unit this morning.
It's just kind of there. I didn't actually feel it, which is disturbing. But anyway... back to the Shotput, and Brianna, I see you do have some updates there in front of you in terms of the leaderboard.
Yes, so we have a second throw for our Cook Island athlete there. Looks like we're nearing the end of the second round for this senior girls shot put competition. At the moment we have Carmen Elizabeth Meritz from Westlake Girls High School leading the competition with a throw of 14.05. Personal best of 14.81, so hopefully we can see some throws up close to 15 metres for Carmen this morning. Paige Fletcher in second at the moment with 13.26, and Ruby Jones in third with a personal best of 13.04.
And Carmen was the winner of the discus yesterday with a throw of 45 metres 65, looking to do the discus and shot put double. Shot put first up this morning in the field for the seniors, and we've got a senior boys javelin underway at 11 o'clock. And Brianna, you're taking special interest in that?
Yes, I am. I will be dipping out of the commentary this morning to support one of my athletes in the senior boys javelin. So, yeah, an event I've been eagerly awaiting this weekend.
We will cheer for them all, Brianna, but who will you be cheering for the most?
I will be very biased cheering for Otis Neely in the senior boys javelin from Auckland Grammar School. He was the junior boys winner last year, so his first year in seniors this year. Excited to see what he's able to do moving up into this age group.
And now we have a field of three for the senior boys 3,000 metre walk with Ari Bennett from Freiburg High School leading out early from Richie Trathen from Maclean's College, and Nathan Bayliss 493 is third as they come through the first 200 metres of that. And Kai, no escape on the walk under the sun this morning.
Kaore karakau te tahi wahi pai mo te oma I tēnei wā. The whole track is feeling it. Engari, te rapakangana ki te whai muri atu I te nekenga o tamanui te rā. Once the sun moves a little bit, you have a little shade there. I feel sad that they have to look at the grandstand at this point and see that they have a bit of that shade there. It's a bit unfair.
That's where they'll be flocking today. The bank is a great viewing spot on the back straight for the pole vault and for the long jump and triple jump pits, but very little shade other than right up the back there in the hedge.
Yeah, as you can see, a few people trying to find what little bit of shade there is on the back straight.
Kia koutou e hara mai nei tēnei rā. Tēnā kua haria mai he hamarara me etahi kai whakangaru I te rā. Please bring some sunblock and some umbrellas because you'll be out in a very hot sun.
Might need a fan as well.
Right. Bring a generator. Haria mai.
So we'll keep an eye on that track walk as Ari, Nathan and Richie make their way round. The winner last year was Toby O'Rourke. Of course, we do have a history of some very good road walkers at the New Zealand Secondary Track and Field Championships. This is the 52nd running. Ari Bennett still leading. Richie Trathen just tucked in behind, and Nathan Bayliss lying third as they come round. And once they go through the bell, they'll have completed 600 metres, and they walk faster than I run.
Back to the senior girls shot put here. We have Melinaite Javier from St Andrews College, Christchurch. as you can see, using the electronic measuring this morning as well, which they've done across all events this weekend. We will await that distance for you. 12.65, so a 1 metre progression there from round 1 to round 2, although she does have a personal best of 13.51, which a lot of our athletes will be looking to get up close to those distances this morning.
And we've got Isabella Barnett now in the circle for her second put. Isabella from ACG Strathallan at Karaka in South Auckland.
Number 1 on her bib this morning of all the, is it 1,100 athletes we have here this weekend?
Yeah, like 1,160 was the initial listing. How do you get number 1? Do you pay extra? Luck of the draw, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Kauri mai ko te Sem te kopua from the Cook Islands.
Yes, we do welcome our overseas visitors. We had a chat with some of the Fijian contingent yesterday, and they were sticking around and watching the hammer throw, and that went till I think about 7 o'clock. Let's just recap on that because we were off here well before then, but Oliver Chung from Westlake Boys with 58.09 was victorious over another Westlake Boys participant, Tangata Adam Lees. Toby Orr was third from Middleton Grange out of Christchurch, 54 and 47. Brianna's opened the sliding door, and that's actually worked very well, Brianna.
It has actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
Doesn't
go with
feel
that.
right to complain about the heat though, because
No.
we're not out there. And it,
Exactly. What's the worst that can happen to us here? So Oliver, Adam and Toby, the first 3 in the boys senior hammer, and
personal best there for the top 6.
yes, I've been meaning to go back and check those because I think some personal bests have been coming up, Brianna, that aren't. So
Right.
sometimes I just go back and check some of those. But look, it looks like pretty good throwing nonetheless. And if we go to the junior boys, find the result for that. George Gainsford was the winner there from Christchurch Boys High with 56.61. Maliki Smedley second from Pompelia Catholic College at 53.37, and Connor Sharkey out of St Patrick's with 50.81, and I better confirm too that is St Patrick's Silver Stream for Connor. George, Maliki and Connor, our medalists in the junior boys hammer that finished into the evening.
Riley hita, mai kiri roa. Hamilton girls. Ka tatari mō tōna ine. Just waiting for the distance there.
The road walk continuing, 3,000 metres.
Ari Bennett stretching out the lead here, and we see Carmen take the circle, our current senior girls shot put leader.
Using the rotation, we had Kirsten Hellier, our throws expert, in talking about the various styles for shot put throwers, and the rotation seems to be very much in vogue, Brianna, these days, even for young athletes.
Yes, yeah, I think my understanding of the rotation is that generally you will see men do the rotation more often than the women, especially in the heptathlon space. Typically you'll see the throwers doing a glide, but yeah, a lot of rotational throwers here this morning. So many technical elements that go into it, so it's great to see these young athletes putting in the time to learn that rotation.
Koe taku kōrero I tēnei weekend. That's what I've been saying for this weekend. It's definitely something elegant to watch. Definitely has its own type of elegance to it.
That was Lucy Bohr from Woodford House. I had to look that one up. It's
Local.
Havelock North, so local. Yeah, you'd know that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Ari still comfortably clear in the walk. There just has to be a strong mindset from these athletes, particularly when they open up and obviously being judged as well.
Yes, as you see there on the screen.
May have had a warning there from an official.
Yes, so my understanding of the walk is that you can get warnings if it appears like you are getting close to a run. So your feet must be on the track at the same time at all times for it to be deemed a walk. Or that might have just been a flag to tell him he's got 1 lap to go. Don't quote me on it. But yes, Ari stretching out his lead here in the race walk. It always amazes me the flexibility of their joints, the race walkers. I'm just not quite sure that my body could move like that.
Well, I used to moonwalk backwards. It wasn't pretty.
No.
This is forwards because they have
Forwards.
to keep something touching the ground at all times.
Yes.
Just something you have to do automatically, because when you think about it and you're walking, it becomes problematic. No change near the top of the order as we work to our third round. Carmen Elizabeth Moritz looking to do the discus shot put double, 14.05, her opening put. She did foul in the second, back with a 13.76. Though, which is the second biggest throw of the competition thus far, with Paige Fletcher 13.26 holding down second out of St Kentigern, and Ruby Jones from Tauranga Girls with a 13.04 to date.
Ruby Jones having just stepped into the circle. Looks like her first round throw was a personal best. She's decided to step through the front of that one, doesn't want it to be measured.
After 3 rounds, Brianna, they get to the final 8,
Yes,
and then
so
work through in reverse order.
the final 8 will progress for 3 more rounds, where they will be ordered 8th to 1st in their throwing order. So the 8th place thrower will throw first, all the way down to our first place thrower from the first 3 rounds, where at this stage will be Carmen, who will be the last thrower of each round. That was Layla J. Saifati from Avondale College.
She's got listed a 1383 personal best, Layla J.
Kua peka atu ki te wahanga, ki te taunga waru. She jumped up to 8th place from her first 2 fouls, but managed to get 11.52 metres.
So I'd say what's happened there, as you can see, Layla has a personal best of 1383. Layla's done 2 first round fouls, so in order to progress to the 3rd round you need a valid throw. And I noticed that Layla just did a stand throw, so she hasn't done her rotation or her glide. She may have gone out the front for those 2 throws, so wanting to get a safe throw in to try and make sure she progresses into that final round. So she's moved into 8th position, so fingers crossed Layla's done enough there to progress and really attack it in those last 3 rounds.
There's not a lot of wiggle room though.
Not a lot, no. We've got Charlotte Blake here, another heptathlete we've seen quite often this weekend, doing a rotation.
So bell lap for Ari Bennett from Freiburg High School.
There we go. That's why I said don't quote me on what the paddles have been from the officials. Final lap for Ari here.
You gave us a couple of options though, Brianna, and one of them was right. So Ari, Nathan Bayliss and Richie Trathen. Ari leading Richie and Nathan. That's been the order from the start. Ari just looking around for his rivals, just making sure that no one is encroaching on his lead. Magic of split screen has us back at the shot.
This is Emma Papalai, who is in 4th position at the moment with a throw of 12.98.
Kai, for those who haven't been with us for the first couple of days, we better recap our shot. I have as Pangamata.
He hate rā te Shotput ne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot putter Kai Pangamata.
Kai Pangamata. Ai.
So Kai and I have been learning lots this weekend about our athletics technique. And I've been learning a whole lot about te reo.
Especially from someone like Kirsten. Definitely grateful to have her in here, sharing all her knowledge that she's definitely picked up, well, taught as well as picked up over her lifespan, you could say. Definitely a knowledgeable woman, and yeah, extremely grateful ona kōrero.
And we'll have Kirsten in a little later, across for the Javelin final where Brianna heads out, and of course we've got Brianna's expertise. If you're not familiar with Brianna Stevenson, or if you tuned into this on Whakatamari, I would expect that you probably are, is the national heptathlete champion. Well done to Ari Bennett from Freiburg High School. He has earned a very cold water.
He has. Very dominant race there from Ari.
And Richie Trathen is continuing his journey to claim 2nd place. Nathan Bayliss is pulled out of the contest. Ari Bennett listed as 12:31.60. We'll check that if it's an official time, and you can check out, of course, on Athletics Live, and you can go back across results and see any distances or times that we're not able to bring you here from the commentary box. Well done to Richie Trathen out of Maclean's College. 1st and 2nd embrace. Congratulate each other on their 3-kilometre walk this morning.
The officials handing them water there, well deserved, as Mark said. Back to the shot put, where we have Larry McKenzie from MāORI College. MāORI College, anyone? Geographically?
I can give it to you.
Yeah?
Being from the South Island.
Yes.
and born in Invercargill, didn't live there for long. Lived in Winton briefly in central Southland. And we're in that area with MāORI Gore.
Okay.
Poi tāhua nei, hene ke hanga takahuri tēnei. We'll be doing our spinning technique. Looked like that was maybe just in front of the 12 metre mark.
Malinate Javier currently in 5th position as we come through 3 rounds and work out to the top 8. And Malinate will be there. She's recorded 12.65 with her 2nd put.
Ai nui tonu tērā. Engari, ko karanga he hara I te whiua tua toru on the third throw there. We have a foul.
Isabella Barnett, we also saw in the Javelin. Many of these multidisciplined across the throws, some of them across the 3, including our leader Carmen, winner of the discus, and I think she finished 7th in the Javelin. Isabella completed the Javelin, I think, in 12th place. And she's had her third and final put here.
So up on the track next, I believe we have the 800 metre finals.
We do, and we will be beginning with some junior events. And so the junior 800 will bring you the result of that for girls, followed by the junior boys, and then we will bring you coverage of the senior girls 800 final, listed to start at 9:48, and off the back of that, the senior boys 800 metre finals, both building up to be terrific contests. Got some real depth in the middle distance ranks, and Tony Rogers, our middle distance expert, Olympic finalist 1500 1984, to join us prior to that, also doubling as the president of the New Zealand Secondary Schools Association, so he can't always be here on time. He's a busy man, wears several hats, and today's a good day for several hats.
Ka paikatsu ki te porohita ina ane ko Charlotte Shefford.
Looks like Charlotte is our final thrower for the senior girls shot put there, the first 3 rounds. So as we said earlier, they will reorder the top 8. And unofficially looks like Layla might have done enough there with her 3rd round throw to secure that 8th spot. So I'm sure her and her whānau will be very relieved that she'll get 3 more attempts to really put it out there.
Yes, would you like to run through the finalists, Brianna, if you have them there? And we'll look forward to seeing them from 8 through.
So, yes, our final 8, again, unofficially, it will be Carmen Elizabeth Maritz, Paige Fletcher, Ruby Jones, Emma Papali'i, our Cook Island athlete, Melanaiti Javier, Isabel Toya, Charlotte Blake, and Layla J. Saifati.
And we have seen in these field events a number of changes as the junior girls 800 metre final gets underway on the track. A number of these field event finals, we have seen a lot of change in the final 8, Brianna, which has really made for exciting competition.
Yeah, it really does, and it tends to happen, to be honest. As you see an athlete like Layla, who has a very strong personal best of 13:83, had a little bit of trouble in those first 2 rounds. So as I said, she'll be wanting to relax and let loose in these last 3 rounds and get up close to her personal best, which could really see her climb the ranks there. So always a lot of movement, and the competition isn't over until it's over.
But her tactic paid off this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure it would have come with a little bit of stress, but
sure.
Yeah, she can move on to the next 3 rounds knowing that 3 more throws to get up close to that 13:83 mark. You can see the junior girls 800 going on there. They're going into their final lap while our officials look at reordering our senior girls shot put.
I'd be wanting to sit right in the middle of that tent.
Yep, you can see
That's
them
a
huddled
shame.
under there.
Some aren't too bothered, taking a little bit of sun.
I guess it depends what part of the country you come from. If you don't get the beautiful sunshine like we do here in Hawke's Bay, you might be lapping it up.
Ai, koe tērā no Kirikiriroa. We barely get this type of weather. We love our cloudy days over there. Well, we don't. Hamilton does, apparently. So
They do have a magnificent big stand here in this stadium, Whare Hakinakina, and that does provide really decent shade from the sun, particularly up the back this morning. But as the sun moves over towards the west, that stand will provide full cover for those a little later, and you get a lot of people in there, which we need when we've got 1,160 athletes competing.
You can see Tony Rogers eagerly awaiting outside the booth to come in for the senior 800 metre finals. I'm sure will be a highlight of the weekend.
competitive rounds thus far and deep final fields. Now unofficially in that 800 metre junior girls, Annie Downing has taken that out from Hillcrest High. 2:11.56 her time credited. These are unofficial results from Georgia Stanton out of Long Bay College and Elodie Whiteman out of Rolleston. Brianna Stevenson is going to make way for Tony Rogers for the 800 metres. Brianna, though, I would like to talk to you, as you are the senior women's 100 metre hurdle champion here in New Zealand, about the hurdles finals that we've got coming up this morning.
Yeah, so some exciting hurdles finals starting at 10:30 today. I will have to step out of the booth to go to Javelin, so we thought we might just shine some light on our athletes. The senior boys 110 metre hurdle final, we've got Donovan Couch in lane 1, Connor Brady lane 2, who, as we've seen over the weekend, is a very multi-talented decathlete, doing various throws and hurdling events this weekend. We'll also see him in the 300 Central Southland College, Paul Stein, Bethlehem College, and Asher Robertson from Hutt International Boys, who we saw a lot yesterday in the various jumps events, gold in the senior boys long, bronze in the senior boys high jump, and I believe we'll see him again in the 300 metre hurdles. So,
and what about the senior girls 100, which will come off the back of that?
Yes, so the senior girls 100 metre hurdles finals taking place at 10:40. We've got Anna Gillett in lane 1, Jetta McKenzie lane 2, Jodie McCarthy Dempsey lane 3, Jade Wilson lane 4, Jamie Fowle lane 5, Lauren Barrett Hamilton lane 6. Shout out to Lauren, my training partner. So hopefully our hurdles training racing against each other is going to help today.
Yes.
Lane 7, India Nash, and lane 8, Juliet McKinlay. So a few heptathletes scattered in there as well. So Lauren was the winner last year, so fingers crossed Lauren can do it again, but we do have a few very promising hurdlers in there as well, so it's going to be a really exciting final for those senior girls 100 metre hurdles.
Thanks, Brianna. Brianna Stevenson previewing the hurdles for senior boys and senior girls for us, which will come up when Brianna is required out in the field. The junior boys 800 metre final is taking place right now. Our focus will turn to the girls senior 800 off the back of this, and then the boys senior 800. And also over at the Shotput, the final 8 are about to step forward.
Yes, so pretty much as you said, Mark, we've already seen a bit of a change in the rankings there, with Layla getting a 12:38 in, moving up to 6. Onto our next thrower, Charlotte Blake. Rotation there. She's just fallen outside the front of the circle, unfortunately, but she'll have 2 more attempts.
And she was another that took till a third attempt to register a put, but her 11.72 in round 3 did get her through, and she'll have 2 more puts to come.
Isabel Toya from Sacred Heart College in the circle.
Do they call 4th round moving round, Brianna?
Pretty much it can
Every
be 4th,
round.
5th, 6th round, yep.
Well, we saw that yesterday, to be fair.
We can see the senior girls 800 metre finalists lining up there, so I will let our expert take his seat and talk you through those 800 metre finals.
Ka pai, Brianna, and look forward to having Brianna back shortly,
Right.
along with Kai.
Ka whai nau mai hoki mai, Tony.
Morena Kai, and yes, out there today in the whare Hakina Kina is getting very warm.
Right.
The Ara Whanui surface is hot, and the temperature's much warmer than it was this time yesterday when we had that nice cloud cover and had some great morning performances. So it's going to be a long day in the heat for these athletes today as they push through the finals.
Morena Tony, quick look through the senior girls final field. Greta Hunter in lane 1 from Barradine College, Abby O'Boyle in 2 from Verdon College, Lisa Hellier in 3, Onehunga High School, and her twin sister Sarah Hellier in lane 4, Hannah McManus from Diocesan School for Girls in 5, Holly Fawcett from Aquinas College 6, Emma Very, Palmerston North in 7, Paige Dobson, Napier Girls in lane 8, and what looks to be a very competitive final this year.
Yeah, very competitive, and obviously the Hellier twins were quite dominant in behind Bo Ritchie last year, and but it's going to be close. There's some girls in there that have run particularly well early season form, so looking forward to how this race unfolds, particularly with the hot conditions out there, whether they go tactical, whether one of the Hellier girls decides to go hard from the beginning. Hannah McManus has been in good form, as and the local girl Paige Dobson, she'll out there in lane 8. She's easy to spot. She's a tall one in there. Always, she'll be very comfortable with the surroundings, being a home track. So yeah, and obviously the hot temperatures. So they're on their mark now.
And underway in the senior girls 800 metre final.
Right, harei te mea ki te pupuhi te hauhoki. The wind isn't really blowing out there, as we can see out on our little Bailey sponsors flagpoles there.
So you can see them going pretty hard as they break lanes, and no one's really pushed for the front yet, but it's a tight tussle there. And Dobson is still running quite wide now as she's come from the outside lane, but
much more compact and direct
running
in the final.
The Hellier twins are tucked in there.
So one of the Hellier twins has come through to lead. That is Lisa Hellier, who's now on the front of the pack, as leading through on Hannah McManus, who's on her shoulder, and then Sarah Hellier, who's coming 3 wide, in fact about to join her sister.
Yeah, so we're having a look at the split here. They're going pretty hard, as I said, and it's just going over 62, so they're on for around a 2.5 to 2.7 sort of time if they can maintain this.
Holly Fawcett also becoming prominent in this race.
Yes, and really spread out, so young Lisa Hellier set the pace, is what I thought one of them might do.
So Sarah and Lisa are leading the Hellier twin sisters, and Holly Fawcett is on their back. These 3 have broken clear.
Yes, definitely those 3 now, isn't it? But as we know, in 800, anything can happen in the final 100 as people start to get very lactic quite quickly, but especially when they've gone hard to their limits.
We saw some very big finishes yesterday, but looks like Sarah Hellier coming
she's
to the corner in front in 555 singlet and giving chase. Her sister Lisa, Holly Fawcett, looking to lift again.
She's trying hard to lift in third, isn't she? But looks like the Helliers are going to dominate like they did in behind Bo Ritchie last year, the rest of the field.
Out of Onehunga High School, Sarah Hellier leads home. Lisa Hellier, Holly Fawcett, good performance, home in third. Out of Aquinas College, time goes up at 2:08.48.
Yeah, so
fine performance from the Hellier sisters. Just looking back to Bo's time last year was 2:05.38. And we'll see Bo later, 400 and 1500.
Yeah, so my recollection is that the Helliers were running around I think they ran around 2.7 in behind Bo last year, but it's much warmer conditions today, although it was hot in Timaru. They were chasing Bo Ritchie last year, so we're banging through these finals very quickly this morning, Kai. As you can see, there's not a lot of time in between the action, and we've got the senior men now lining up on the track. A lot of anticipation, of course, with this event, with Sam Ruth in there, but he'll have a strong race from Joe Martin. I'm predicting from the Wellington College. Joe's a 149 runner and ran a 151 just a couple of weeks back, so he's in good form, we know. Alex Macbeth, who finished, I think, if I've got it correct, second to Sam in the junior race last year. There's a whole group of them around the 154 mark, and they'll all be looking to get some personal bests as they chase the top two here, we would assume, but that's an assumption.
Yes, and those assumptions can be made to look silly in athletics, but we'll go with that. Sam Ruth, lane 3, if you weren't here for us yesterday, did break a 36-year-old record, National Secondary Schools record of the 1500 metres, and breaking Richard Potts' record.
Looking for a double here for Tauranga Boys College, because their junior boy Ronan Dickens took out the junior boys race just before.
And of course that was also a National Under 20 record as they get underway, Kai.
So the Warurau Mitre for senior boys, and we watch as they break lanes, and it's been pretty evident what's going to happen from the beginning, isn't it?
Right, ko tēnei te whainara, so these are the finals. No reira kai ke panuku e nei o ngā tama. They're definitely going to try and give it their all on that last lap. You can already see Sam Ruth in the front there, ever so slightly.
He's set off quickly, and Joe Martin staying with him, and the only one that can stay with him at the moment, as they spread out quite significantly into the front straight.
So we probably see the record broken. They're on for it. Brad Mathis has set that at 150 points. So Joe Martin, as we expected, he's the one that's going to be chasing him. Alex Macbeth in the third place there at the moment for Wellington College as well. So Wellington College second and third, but
Sam really turning up the heat into the back.
We'll watch what the split is at the 600, but he's turned up the gas. There's no doubt about it. Joe's struggling to stay with him, but
he's trying to cling on.
Under 120 through the 600 and breaking away, so that he maintains this, he will set a record. I'm thinking about 148, if not a little bit better. And
there could be a good battle for the miners and shoeing here.
Yeah, because
they're closing.
Martin,
Joe is second, but the third place is up for grabs here.
It is
Alex Macbeth is trying.
But here we watch the clock as Sam Ruth comes down to take the first title. And probably, yes, a new record, 147, as I thought he was on for.
Joe Martin.
146.81.
So there's the official time, is it? 146.81. We'll get that soon. It's unofficial, but that's broken Brad Mathis' previous record of 150.74, which was set back in 2011. And so Brad's gone on to represent New Zealand at the highest level in the World Champs. So that's another outstanding record for a schoolboy.
Ko Rauā, ko Sam Ruth, ko Joe Martin, both being under the 150 mark unofficially right now.
As you say, Kai, 146.81 listed. Joe Martin, 149.74. Alex Macbeth, he did well to hold on to third, 153.42 just from Quinn Moss, 153.80. And Kingston Ryan was closing off well too. And to all the boys out there, tremendous performance, Tony, because although we see some very big margins there, some of those boys in behind have run right up to their best as well.
Absolutely. Schoolboy titles are important, and obviously when you know that the chances of you getting a podium is remote because of the talent in front of you, you are out there to try and get your best time and make the most of having some talent like that in front of you pulling you around, and that's what's happened there with these boys in this particular race today. And yeah, hats off to both Sam and Joe, and as you say, Alex Macbeth, who hung on. He was the only one of the group that really tried to chase for a while, so he got that podium spot. Joe Martin and Sam have both made World Junior qualifiers there, which is really, really great for Joe to have notched into the 148. I think we've got that official now.
And Tony, 2 o'clock start time for the 1500 metre final. Quite clear that what Sam was able to achieve yesterday with his record 1500 metre run, he's been able to recover from that and still produce another fine performance this morning, and he has to do it again this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see the tactics this afternoon, and I'm assuming that because he went for the record yesterday, that he's probably going to go for the title today. He's got the 2 records in the meet, he's got obviously another couple of years at school yet if he decides to do that, obviously. His first year as a senior, so we can only wait and see what happens in the future.
Our concentration returning to the shot put, where Carmen Elizabeth Moritz has extended her lead with a put of 14.95 in round number 5. Paige Fletcher lying second. Ruby Jones currently third. Then Emma Papali'i out of the Cook Islands currently holding down fourth. Melanete Havia fifth. Leila J. Safiti sixth. Isabel Toya seventh, and Charlotte Blake currently eighth. 8 finalists.
Thanks, Mark and Kai. I'm going to step away and welcome back in Brianna. She knows a bit more about some of the field events going on than me, but I'll look forward to coming back in and spending some time in the shade. And a little bit later this afternoon, you can see everyone's trying to hide high in the grandstand in the shade, and there's not too many people out on the grass bank because of that heat at the moment. So, yep, we look forward to the events as they unfold, as we have an action-packed day of finals today.
Thank you,
Tony.
Goodbye. Melanete Havia with her 6th round put. Can tell you Charlotte Blake concluded with 11.21. Isabel Toya 12.26. Leila J and Melanete have concluded their competition with fouls. They'll finish 6th and 5th respectively, and now we're down to the top 4. Brianna and our Cook Islands athlete Emma Papali'i.
Thanks for holding down the fort. I got to watch those 800s on the side of the track, which was pretty exciting to see another record fall by Sam Ruth. And this shot put competition is heating up as well. Bit of movement, as we expected, in this final round.
Very difficult to judge distances from our vantage point, and our cameraman Dan and Chris are doing a great job getting us as close as we can, but that actually looked to be a pretty decent put from Emma, so looking forward to that coming up. It was 12.92 to finish for Emma, as we come to Ruby Jones from Tauranga Girls lying third.
So with these 3 final throwers, our medalists are confirmed. So Ruby and Paige will be chasing those higher placings with these final throws. Ruby Jones from Tauranga Girls College, already with a personal best today in the first round. That looks to be a good throw there. We will await confirmation of that distance.
Paige Fletcher from St Kentigern in Auckland is about to step up.
Michael Ruby Jones, Tera from Tauranga Girls, beat her PR again on her 6th throw there, being 12.81. We move on to Paige Fletcher,
who's also pulled out a good put there.
Looks up closer to 14, that one.
So some of the senior girls really putting in their last throws and matching or bettering, and bettering in this case. Kai, have you seen that distance come up?
it is going to be a 13.31.
Her best put.
Her best put, aye.
And Carmen Elizabeth Moritz to throw finally, and she'll be a dual winner, Brianna, having taken the discus.
Yes, she will. She'll be stoked to take that double, and no pressure on this final throw. She's got the gold medal and can really let it rip in the final round of the senior girls shot put. Oof.
That one went pretty far from our angle here in the cabin.
14.95 on her 5th round. So, as with jumping, 15 metres will be a barrier that she is keen to break. So let's see what this final throw
There's applause.
And a smile.
There we go. 15.09.
She's done it.
Wow.
She's done it.
Bye.
Mōri ora ki a koe, Carmen Elizabeth. from Westlake Girls High. Her PR before coming into this was 14.81, and then she smashed it with a 14.95 on the fifth throw. Inaine te kauma rima ira kore iwa 15.09.
Discus and shot put double, and she was 7th in the javelin as well, completing her weekend on a high note. Carmen Elizabeth Maritz out of Westlake Girls.
Awesome to see the way Carmen's throws are progressing. I see Carmen around quite a lot at AUT Millennium in Auckland, and she's always worked really, really hard. So, yeah, congratulations, Carmen, on doing that throws double.
Now the senior boys 200 metres semi-finals are due up shortly in about 5 minutes time. Of course, many of these runners we've seen in the semi-finals of the 100 metres earlier, but now Rua Ramita, the 200 coming next on the track. And just recapping those 800 metres finals, Tony did mention junior boys, Ronan Dickens from Tauranga Boys coming through, winning the junior 800 final a year after Sam Ruth delivered there. So Ronan continuing the Tauranga Boys tradition over Rory Davies from Auckland Grammar and Finlay Gibson out of St Bede's College in Christchurch. And recapping the junior girls, we mentioned this earlier, the winner there, Annie Downing out of Hillcrest High, from Georgia Stanton, Long Bay College, Elodie Whiteman, Roslyn College.
For anyone following along on the Athletic Live results, you may notice that it says unofficial next to those race results. So essentially there's 30 minutes after a race for any protests to be put in. Once that window has closed, that will be the final result, and we will have our confirmed results there. So just keep an eye on those things, on the live results. Moving on to the 200 metres, so one of two semi-finals for the senior boys. Keeping in mind that this will be their third of 4 rounds for the 200, and a lot of these young men also doing 4 rounds in the 100 metres as well. So lane 1, Ethan Hull from Geraldine High. Lane 2, Noel Ham from Christchurch Boys. Lane 3, Lucas Stevens, Christchurch Boys. Lane 4, Noah Moss from King's College. Lane 5, Finn Hawkins, Christchurch Boys. 3 Christchurch Boys in this semi-final, 1 of 2. Lane 6, Noah King from Northcote College. Lane 7, Troy Waldrum from St Patrick's College, Silverstream. And Lane 8, James Lowther from St Peter's College, Cambridge.
And looking at their schedule, for those that are going to progress through all 4 rounds of the 100 and 200, the final of the 100 metres for senior boys set down for 11:35, so about an hour and a half from now, and then the final of the 200 metres, should they make it, for senior boys set down for 1:05 in the final session of 5 for the 52nd New Zealand Secondary Schools Track and Field Championships.
Ones to watch out for in this race are Lane 6, Noah King, who has a personal best of 21.84, but quite a few boys there in the low 22 second area.
To the blocks, fraction ahead of start time by a couple of minutes, and underway. So Noah King, third from right, and Troy Waldrum just on his outside, who's quickly up on the shoulder of James Lowther. Finn Hawkins, Noah Moss also making ground on the stagger as they come round, but Troy Waldrum will line up in front. Coming strongly is Noah King. They'll be the first to home comfortably, followed through by Finn Hawkins into third.
Really strong run from those two at the front there, Noah King and Troy Waldrum. Really attacking that first bend, and then as you see when they straighten up, knowing where they're sitting and being comfortable that they're in that top 3 position to progress automatically to the final. Next 2 best times. If these are correct, I think we've got a few personal bests here, although hopefully not too trigger happy for the top 4. Noah Moss with the next fastest time of 22:57. So we will note that down as the next fastest qualifier, and 22:68 from Ethan Hull.
Wai whakariterite ana mō te pakanga tuarua, the second heat. Rā ko ngā kai o mai tēnei wā ko Joshua Raialu Dusia from Fiji, Lokala Bay, David Mandegu from Te Paipai o Aotea. Lane 3 we have Zach Nanistad from St. Peter's College. Lane number 4 we have Julian Sobin from St. Peter's School. Lane number 5 we have Zach Kimmins from St. Patrick's School. Lane number 6 ko Dominic Dubé tērā from John Paul College. Ara lane number 7 ko Remy Symington from Christian College. Ara ko te mea tua waru, we have Oliver Barnett from ACG Strathallan. Ko tērā te whakakorotanga o tērā, is that how you say ACG
Strathallan.
Strathallan. Ko toku reo Māori tērā whānau, ara ho mai.
It's a school in Karaka, South Auckland.
Oh, aye.
Don't worry, I had to look that up.
Looks like we might have an empty lane there, lane 6.
That would...
Dominic Dubé.
Well, I've got Zach Kimmins listed as a non-starter. So yes, Dominic Dubé is there. So lane 5 is a
lane
scratch.
5.
Zach Kimmins. Kāriaia.
Do have reserves for this, but no reserves being drafted in here. So they're underway. Dominic Dubé out in lane number 6 is quickly up onto Oliver Barnett and Remy Symington, who's looking to hold with him and closer in. Julian Seibin, Zach Nanistad running strongly as well. Dominic Dubé currently leading. Coming through there, lane 4 is Julian Seibin, and out in 7, Remy Symington.
So that will be our top 3, and we will eagerly await the 4th and 5th place getter times to see who our top 8 and senior boys final will be this afternoon.
We ngana ki te ngā tamatane e ukaha nei ki ane mahi. We can see that they're definitely putting in a lot of effort today. Ngana ki te hoki ngā PRs e whati ana. Been some PRs, these some unofficial PRs, is that how it says?
Very unofficial. But we can give a guide. And Dominic Dubé, the winner of the second heat in a 21.94. Noah King in the first heat, 21.73.
Before I head out to the track, as you can see on the screen there is our senior boys javelin throw final. How many athletes do we have in this field today? Looks like we have 21 throwers. So same as the other field events, they will go through their first 3 rounds and then the top 8 will progress for the final 3 rounds. As I said, shout out to Otis Neely from Auckland Grammar, whom I will be going trackside now to see what we can do in this the final of the senior boys javelin throw.
So Kai, how would I wish good luck?
Good luck.
Go well.
There's not really
Go
many
well.
farewell.
Go well.
Alright.
Go well.
Kia pai te haere.
Brianna Stevenson will return later for more expert commentary. Our New Zealand heptathlete champion. Just back to that 200 metres. So Noah King, the fastest qualifier for this afternoon's final. Dominic Dubé, second fastest, then Troy Waldrum, Julian Seibin, Remy Symington, Finn Hawkins, Noah Moss and Ethan Hull. So the 2 fastest qualifiers from came out of the first semi-final there.
Mai whakamahana noi hoi nei tamatane I tēnei wā. Ngari kua karangahia ngā kai whakahaere. Just getting ready for our javelin throws. Here we go, look at that beautiful sky I tēnei rā whakamutunga, tēnei rā whakahirehira ke Mitre 10 Park. Beautiful day for our final day here. And we're just waiting for our javelin boys that will start up. bit shortly.
21 throwers there, and we look forward to them working through 3 rounds of throws, and then a top 8 then to work in reverse order from 8th through to 1st for the final 3 throws. We should have Kirsten Hallier to join us shortly. Javelin expert that she is, silver medalist in the Commonwealth Games in the discipline, and of course coach of Tori Morby, the New Zealand record holder, who's here, Tori, looking after, with a few others, the St. Peter's School group from Cambridge. 51 athletes for them, which is equal top with Westlake Boys High School, who've had a good morning here to date. So we've got teams of 1 through to 51, Kai.
Te nui hoki o ngā kaiwhakataitai. Ara, tēnei rā whakamutunga ki konei. Excited to see Christian tōna hokinga mai. Ona mā tauranga I roto I tēnei o ngā hākinakina. Her knowledge in this sports, or the throwings, I guess, the field throwings. It's awesome to be able to listen and learn from someone as amazing as her.
And speaking of Tori Morby, our national javelin champion in the red colours there of St. Peter's with a cap, busy on her phone, could be texting athletes. Where are you?
Important.
Yes.
Important texts.
Yes, Tori finished 7th in the World Championships this year in Tokyo. Tremendous performance from Tori, qualified for the final with her first throw, one and done, as we like to do. Now we have junior boys semi-finals taking place on the track at the moment, and the next focus for us on the track coming soon at 10:30 with the boys senior finals over 110 metres, and the hurdle final for the senior girls coming up at 10:40. The javelin, they're going through the warm-ups there. The official start time for that is 10:30. And I'm just going to have a look through now and see if I can find some road results this morning from Park Island, and there are some official results, it would seem. So year 9 has been taken out by Isabel Thurston from Wellington Girls College, from Phoebe Sims from Samuel Marsden, and Charlotte Hawkes at Southland Girls. The year 9 boys road race over the 3,000 metres taken out by Matthew Meikle-John from St. Patrick's College in Silverstream, out in Upper Hutt. From Daniel Mumby, Hamilton Boys, and Hugh Robinson out of Westlake. Tilly Oliver Chamber from Kaipara College. Tilly Oliver Chambers, it is, out of Kaipara College, a TF20 classification, taking out the junior para girls. Junior girls over the 4,000 metres to Olivia Clay McDowell from Kapiti College, from Dove Elton out of Mahurangi College, and Margaret Croft from Diocesan School for Girls. The boys para over 2,000 metres taken out by Cody Lemon from Papanui High School, leading in his fellow schoolmates Clark Slater and Addy Partak. The senior para boys to Connor Carston from Papanui High over Sam Churchill and Derek Lim. The junior boys is the last official result we have, so we'll get the senior girls, senior boys shortly, but Max Sterling from Hamilton Boys High taking the junior boys 4,000 road race from Jacob Williams out of Hutt Valley, and Jack Sterling from Hamilton Boys. We'll have the senior girls and senior boys results for you shortly off the back of a break, but just before we go to that break, I must thank our sponsors. Big thank you, of course, to Whakata MāORI for bringing this live stream to us all, free of charge and accessible, no matter where you are. We're grateful too for the support of Bailey's Real Estate, Caltex, Nativa, Apollo Projects. And without your sponsorship, what it does, it enables us to share this event with you and your whānau, for those who can't make it here. And finally, we'd like to thank Te Tara Whiri for the valuable mahi they are doing to support Te Reo Māori commentary and development. Ngā mihi nui, your support truly makes a difference, as does yours, Kai. We thank you for taking us through some te reo, which hopefully I will be able to retain and build upon.
Ai, kei te pai, whainui ho.
Funding is a real challenge. We know that a lot of schools face that ongoing, and the reality is if you go to a lower decile school in New Zealand, you are less likely to be able to afford to participate in sport.
Obviously, having come through it myself with kids and being one of those kids myself who played sport, I know how much it defined who I was. And now being able to go, I can't fix it all, but we can help and try and give to those people who are going through really tough times. It's a real privilege, but you know, for us, we want to see others get involved in this. This is not a selfish thing for Apollo. This is about how can we get, whether it's construction or other businesses, to get involved in this.
There's a lot of things that kids miss out on, and so to have businesses step up and want to be involved and to help is a game changer for schools. It really is.
Food is your medicine. If you really want good health, know where your food's coming from.
We wanted our children to grow up in the wilderness. The world needs kids like that.
Māori have always understood the best way to live on this harsh land.
We can hold on to our tikaka, our practices, our traditions, and bring them into this day and age.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Pāhotanga e te whānau, ke konei mātou kei Mitre 10 Park, kei here taunga i tēnei wā, ko Maua, ko Mark Rosanowski i tēnei wā. Engari, kā reeroa ko hoki mai a hau, i tēnei wā, ko Mark noi o tēnei, no reira. Ngā mihi Mark, kā reeroa, I won't be long.
Ngā mihi Kai. It's a long day of commentary also for our director and cameras who are bringing this to you. Not too many opportunities for a break, and that's a good thing from a viewing perspective, because obviously we've got finals coming thick and fast, both track and field today. Just having a look at, this is an unofficial result for the senior girls 4,000 metre road race. Denica Clooney from Otamatea High School has won that, it would seem, in 13:48.69 from Emma Ward, Epsom Girls Grammar, and Annabelle Richardson from Barradine College. And you can check out Athletic Live results page for official confirmation. The protest window there closing in less than 4 minutes for that to be made official. And the senior boys 6 kilometre race is actually taking place now, so they're well into that, and we will have a result of that shortly. The road race is being taking place in Park Island. I think it's about 20 minutes away from our stadium here, Whare Kina at Mitre 10 Park here in Hiratonga, Hastings. The Javelin warm-ups continuing for our senior boys, which is our next action out on the field, Topa, and on the track, Oma. We have very shortly the finals for the hurdles, 110 metres for the senior boys to come up first, and we had Brianna Stevenson, our national champion over the 100 metre hurdles, previewed these for us before she's headed out to be with her athlete in the Javelin. Opportunity to talk an athletics kayaka podcast that hopefully you've heard of, but if not, you can check out on Spotify and probably other favourite podcast options, but Spotify. Where to go for Chew the Fat, fat standing for Field and Track, with me, Mark Rosanowski, and with Olympian Tony Rogers, who happens to be the president of the New Zealand Secondary Schools Association and a commentator at times as well. In fact, he's just walking in here with coffee, so he's a good man. And our most recent podcast was with Shay Veach, who we were chatting to this morning. He's part of the St. Peter's Cambridge School team, supervising with Tori Morby and other helpers as well, with a team obviously of 51, as I get delivered a very good looking crepe. Kapai. Namihi, thank you. Tony, and coffee as well. Goodness me, what have I done to deserve this? An hour and a half commentary. But yes, the Chew the Fat podcast, which has been going for about 3 years now, so we've covered a whole lot of our top athletes like Tom Walsh and Hamish Kerr, a number of runners, and some from back in the day, a la Rod Dixon, who I grew up admiring and watching, and right through to some of our very youngest athletes, Kendra Scally, in fact, who is running in the sprints, has been one of our guests recently as well, a young woman well worth looking forward to. Just getting the tip here that this coffee is exceptionally hot, so I'll be careful. If you hear a yelp, that'll be me. But I won't be alone for long with Pokaho Short, our te reo expert, to rejoin me soon, and also we hope to have Kirsten Hellier along. Hopefully Kirsten will be available during this Javelin event, which of course will take some time given the number of participants through the first 3 rounds and out on the track. The 110 metre hurdle are being set up, and this has to be done meticulously, obviously, so that all participants, tangata, on equal footing. And the 8 finalists for the senior boys: Donovan Couch from Tādi College in Mosgiel, Connor Brady out of Takapuna Grammar, Rianko Haggard from Howick College, Ty Gonzalez out of Mount Albert Grammar, Harry Williamson from Christchurch Boys High, Connor Gilliland out of Central Southland College in Winton, Paul Stein from Bethlehem College in Tauranga, and Asher Robertson from Hutt International Boys. We talked about Asher a lot yesterday with his very busy program. He won the senior boys long jump with a best of 7 metres 18, and he's had 2 third-placed finishes in the high jump, metre 90 yesterday, and pole vault on day 1. He was third, 3 metres 15. And he also, of course, has now made this final over the 110 metre hurdles, and he will also compete in the 300 metre hurdles final as well. But Asher, certainly not the only busy runner or competitor in this particular race. Connor Brady, he was second in the pole vault on day 1. He's also qualified for the 300 metre hurdle final, and he finished 5th in the Shotput. Those tents and shelters critical today for our athletes as they await their opportunity to compete. Javelin due to start in 3 minutes' time. and just looking to see where I can find the final result for the senior boys road race, which I will pick through when I can. Senior boys javelin throw, 700 gram implement. And Karato Kitely from Burnside High listed as the first of our throwers there, of 21. And we hope to bring you the distances and progress as best we can. It's been good this morning with the Shotput and the updating of the distances very quickly. Final touch has been placed to the 110 metre hurdles, and then 100 metre hurdles to follow. For the senior girls, there is a junior final in between. And just back on that final, Rianko Haggard yesterday was busy qualifying fourth in the preliminary round for this final, and he did win his heat of the 300 metre hurdle, so he will be backing up in that final in the afternoon session, the final of 5 sessions. At the Javelin, we're underway. So far we've had a couple of throwers, and I'll get you their distances in a moment. Had Finn Herdman there out of Whanganui Collegiate. So far, Karato Kitely, 48 metres 50 out of Burnside High. Leo Powdrill with 41.34 out of Rangatai College. Cade Westbrook from Wellington College, next through, gets the white flag. Finn Herdman's first throw, a foul, but he gets 2 more opportunities. We'll get Cade Westbrook and his distance shortly. Gabriel Dickerson from Roncalli College is awaiting his opportunity. Roncalli School in Timaru in South Canterbury.
It needs a bigger screwdriver.
With the 700 gram javelin.
Good there.
Underway with a throw that will be marked. And we go to the top end of the track, 110 metre hurdles final. Looking down lane 5 there, where Harry Williamson will take his blocks for Christchurch Boys High. Lane 1, Donovan Couch from Tairi College. Lane 2, Connor Brady, Takapuna Grammar. Lane 3, Rianko Haggard from Howard College. Lane 4, Ty Gonzalez from Mount Albert Grammar. Just going through their warm-up procedure. Feeling comfortable on the blocks, running to a hurdle, running over some hurdles. Momentum a key thing, obviously, in the hurdles, and clipping one can really put you off your stride, and they have very specific strides into each hurdle to suit each individual athlete, and one clip can cause momentum, balance issues, and obviously ongoing problems as you take the next flight, and they do come up very quickly in the 110 metre hurdles. Down to Harry Williamson, Christchurch boys. Connor Gilliland in lane number 6 from Central Southland. Paul Stein from Bethlehem College, and Asher Robertson. And we take in more action from the Javelin. Just looking back to last year, 2024, in Timaru, Noah Retford from Botany Downs, the champion in the 110 metre senior boys. As they take their marks. Senior boys, 110 metres, hurdles. And they're underway through the middle. Ty Gonzalez, Harry Williamson out strongly, and so too Connor Gilliland out in lane number 6 has probably got the lead at the moment. Wider of him, Paul Stein and Asher Robertson. Oh, our leader knocked one down there, Connor Gilliland, but he's got the momentum to get through. Over Harry Williamson, who came through strongly late in the piece. Connor Gilliland, Central Southland College in Winton. He had control of the race. He knocked a hurdle badly coming through. We'll see him shortly. Harry Williamson coming underneath that hurdle there. It was the third to last flight, and the last flight too, that he knocked down. Harry Williamson closed, will finish second in a 14:33. And Asher Robertson has been listed as coming through for third. And if so, that will be his third bronze medal to go with a gold in the long jump, the bronzes in the pole vault and the high jump. Rianko Haggard 4th, Ty Gonzalez 5th, Connor Brady, Paul Stein and Donovan Couch. Congratulations to all of the finalists, but our champion, Connor Gilliland out of Winton, Central Southland College, 14.18 from Harry Williamson. Christchurch Boys High, and Asher Robertson out of Hutt International Boys. Now we're next up on the track is a junior final, boys 100 metre hurdles, and then we will focus in on the girls 100 metre hurdles at 10:40 in about 5 minutes time. Of course, it does take a significant amount of time and effort to put together the hurdles, which have to change heights and also change location down the track. So we can get back to the Javelin and working through the first round. Karato Kitely with 48.50 throw is still the best to date from Otis Neely, 45 and 99, who Brianna Stevenson is doing some coaching with. So Brianna, I think, will be pretty happy with Otis's opening throw that has him currently second, but still some to throw in the first round. Gabriel Dickerson, Roncalli College, 43.11. Leo Podrill from Rogatai, 41.34. Cade Westbrook posted 39.11. Daniel Beamish White out of Napier Boys, 34.05. Had other throwers that have failed their opening round, but they get 2 more opportunities. And I think we've got William Evans up shortly as we work through. 389, actually it's Tyler Bratley that's awaiting from Lincoln High School, just out of Christchurch. Tyler's first round throw, wearing the cap. Looks like a clear throw to be measured. Get on the board, relieve some nerves, and see where it puts him in the order. Of course, the top 8 getting another 3 throws. Alex Ross from St Patrick's College as they come up and see if it alters the top of the table to date. Still a handful of throwers. Kai, welcome back.
Koe Mark, aroha mai mo tuku tū reiti, te roa hoki o te rārangi. It's a long line out there. Engari kua hoki mai i te wātika.
Are you into the ice cream van?
I wish I went to the ice cream van, ko tāku i tēnei wā. Just wondering, so we are on our... Where are we going right now, Mark?
So we've got the Javelin in the field.
Right.
And coming up, our next focus will be the 100 metre hurdles for senior women. We've just seen Connor Gilliland out of Winton, Central Southland College, take the 110 metre final.
Good boy.
And we've just seen me take the first bite of my crepe. But I haven't managed this crepe well, Kai. Now everything's sticky.
Oh, yeah.
And I may actually have to go and find another program.
Oh, get the play.
Very shortly.
Yeah, play.
Yes. Anyhow, we have athlete 1015 out there, who is George Gray from Wellington College with his first round throw.
Okay, so still doing some of our first flights from our javelin throws.
So we've got a top three that's been up there for a wee while.
Right.
And Brianna, of course, is out there supporting Otis Neely, who's currently second.
Second.
With his opening round throw.
Yeah.
Some of the distances of late haven't come up, so we'll just have to wait for those to come through. But we have certainly been able to show people at home on the live streaming service on Whakaata Māori their loved ones, their whānau, and I hope you're enjoying that opportunity.
Right, te kaipanga tāo, that is of course being the javelin thrower. It seems as though that one won't be a foul. It did land i tōna pito i te tuatahi, it did land on the point at first, therefore it will count as going through.
Now, you learned that yesterday.
Ai, me kātika kia Kirsten.
Yes. That was James Myers from St Kevin's College out of Oamaru in North Otago, Whitestone country. Have you seen Kirsten about?
I've yet to see Kirsten.
She's very popular.
Aye, though. Not surprised I didn't, being waiting in the male line for the wharepaku for our toilets.
I thought it was usually the women's line that's the longest. Not today. Logan Gallagher there from St Peter's School out of Cambridge. Saw Tori Morby earlier from St Peter's over there at the start of the Javelin. She's out of Gore initially too. Tori, she lives in Cambridge these days, but
okay. The kaipanga tāo tēnei wā. On our athletic live here, it says Logan Gallagher, though
do you have a distance for Logan? So I did see Logan throw a few moments ago. Aaron Keane should be next up on the runway, but let's go to the track and the senior girls 100 metre final.
Hikaka katoa ana hei ki te mātaki tēnei. Very excited to watch our kohine do the 100 metre hurdles, especially for our senior finals.
And a Gillette out of Papanui High School in Christchurch in lane 1. Jetta McKenzie from King's College in 2. Jodie McCarthy Dempsey out of St Andrews College in Christchurch lane 3. Jade Wilson from Otago Girls High School 4. Jamie Fell, our triple jump champion from yesterday out of Hamilton Girls High. In the final here, lane 5, lane 6, Lauren Barrett Hamilton out of Green Bay High School, India Nash from St Mary's College in Ponsonby, and in lane 8 will be Juliet McKinlay from Whanganui Collegiate again. A number of these competitors, tangata, we have seen a good deal over the first day and a half.
Right. Well, Jamie Fowle being able to possibly use some of that skill in that triple jump there to help her get over these hurdles. Lane 5, but
we do have the defending champion here, Kai, and that's Lauren Barrett Hamilton, who took it out last year in Te Maru in a time of 14:79.
So we'll probably be seeing a Lauren Barrett, Rawa called Jodie McCarthy, both having a comfortable PR there at 14 in the 70s.
They do look to be the fastest in terms of their personal best leading into this, but of course it's all on the day.
All right.
Tony Rogers has popped back in to the middle. Are you ready to chat hurdles, Tony?
Yes, well, I'm hoping that we can get some good clearances in the hurdles so we don't have too many accidents. I've just seen someone come down and get a bit of a nasty graze because that track's pretty warm right now. But yeah, it's nice to step into this spot here. It's actually one of the shadiest spots around, and you've got that little fan going behind us. Keep us cool.
VIP treatment, Tony. VIP treatment.
Yeah. So
we saw Connor Gilliland win the senior boys and actually clipped the third to last hurdle and the last hurdle, Tony, but was able to maintain his composure to win.
Yeah, I saw that, and those guys, when they lose their balance going off those last hurdles, they come to the finish line and they've got to sort of veer around the curve as it takes shape to make sure they don't run into the fence. It's never easy. They've got to rebalance themselves pretty quickly as they try to pull up.
So our defending champion in lane 6, that is Lauren Barrett Hamilton out of the Green Bay, and number 252 if you're looking at the singlets. Next to her is the triple jump champion Jamie Fell from Hamilton Girls High, number 269.
Kamatara. No on the blocks.
And underway, Lauren Barrett Hamilton just a touch slow out of the blocks as they come through. Jodie McCarthy Dempsey looking to come through. Next to her, Jade Wilson's going strongly. Jamie Fell between them. Looks like Jade Wilson in front. She just took that awkwardly though, and coming through in lane 3, Jodie McCarthy Dempsey and Jetta McKenzie inside her. Might have taken the top 2 in a race that changed quite
dramatically, didn't it? And that's, if you look at it in the replay, I think you'll find that our leader, she gets in too close to that, almost was the second to last hurdle, I think it was.
The second to last.
And has to really bulk it astride.
So Jodie McCarthy Dempsey coming through to win in a 14:73 unofficially. Jamie Fell credited with second by 2/100ths of a second from Jetta McKenzie. So Jamie to claim a silver here to go with her gold in the triple.
So they had a nice tailwind of Watson plus 1.5, which is obviously good for the condition, for the performance. And I wouldn't have thought too much. It's too strong to push our early leader into that hurdle. Which, was that in lane 4, wasn't it? I think
it was Jade Wilson.
Jade.
She's officially finished 5th, so well done to Jade for staying on her feet and battling through. It's very off-putting when you hit one of those hurdles at speed.
Yeah.
And she was comfortably in front at that time. So Jodie McCarthy Dempsey out of St Andrews College in Christchurch, the winner, 14.73 from Jamie Fell, Hamilton Girls 14.82, Jetta McKenzie, King's College 14.84, defending champion Lauren Barrett Hamilton working her way through the field into 4th ahead of Jade Wilson. Kai, do you have the Javelin distances up here? Because I would see we've had a bit of a change at the top with some of those later throwers.
Well, I'll get back to you on that one, Mark. If it's correct, then up now should be Karato Kelly from Burnside.
He was the early leader, but there have been some strong throws come through.
Aye. The total of Tyler Bradley from Lincoln High School at 58.32 metres.
So who will be the leader after round 1?
There we go. Karato from Burnside getting 44.59, so a little bit less probably because of the wind that's picked up quite a little bit. See a little movement on our flags there.
Yeah, and for the senior boys this year, the 700 gram javelin, it's got some new specifications, so there'll be a new record set or a new best performance with that this year. And young George Gray in second place, he's already bettered the standard a few times.
Leo Powdrill from Rongotai with his second round throw. He's just completing that top 3 at the moment. After round 1, Tyler Bratley, as Kai mentioned, from Lincoln High, 58.32. George Gray out of Wellington College, 55.96. And William Evans from Tardy College in Mosgiel, 52.73. Just ahead of Oliver Chung, 48.98. And Karatau Kitely, who has thrown twice now, 48.50. His Finn Herdman coming now. He fouled in round 1, so he'd be looking to get a mark here in round 2. There's the white flag, he'll get a measure. Next up for us on the track from a senior perspective as they work through junior finals and the hurdles, and we have some steeplechases coming up. We've got the girls junior, the boys junior before we get to the girls senior at 10 past 11, so about 20 minutes away from that. Steeplechase I have here for a 3,000 metre steeplechase, Taiapa Toru Manu Mitre.
Right.
2,000 metre steeplechase then, Toru becomes Rua.
Holy. Get up.
That's my clumsy learning process.
Nah. Te te ako pai koe, Mark. Pai tō reo.
Finn Herdman from Whangarui Collegiate, 29.34. Registered throw, so he is on the board.
Aroha mai ngā whānei ki te kāinga. Sorry if we're a bit behind on our distances. Just following up with our Athletic Live stats.
It's not going too badly this morning.
Aye.
Shotput, they had us timely and good, and started off pretty well here too in the Javelin. Thanks to all of our officials out there who are making this happen across the day. Gabrielle Dickerson out of Roncalli College.
Beautiful throw there. Pai noiho te tāwi reira.
So next coming up on the track that we'll be looking at is the Taipa Rua Manu Mitre, which is the 2,000 metre steeplechase. There'll be 4 of these races going, the 2 junior races, then the senior races. They've pushed into the program, of course, at the moment to try and give a bit of length to the program to help with the sprinters for their recovery between their qualifying and the finals, and also some of the athletes will then double up in the 1500 finals later.
Cool. Angus Bambi Naine, first throw was a foul, tōna tāu, but now gets another go.
Left-handed thrower.
Not too sure if that landed on the side first and then went up. Ka tatari monga kairiwhi will wait on the officials.
White flag.
Oh, great flag, nice. Ka pai.
Tony, often when we have success at an international meeting, there is a flow-on effect for young athletes looking at various options, and of course Geordie Beamish is now world champion 3,000 metre steeplechase, and in dramatic fashion as well. You expect potentially a spike in interest in the steeplechases because of Geordie's performance?
Yeah, well, I mean, the steeplechase fields can be up and down a little bit, but yes, we've definitely got some good numbers in them. We didn't have to run any heats, which is obviously really good for our programming. But I think in the senior boys there was 18 entered, which is a good number. The junior girls was about 10 or 11, so the numbers are in between there. But yeah, so steeplechasing is a challenging event. There's no doubt about it for our young athletes, but some of them like to have a go at it. And even in our children's club, we've had a few more people, I think, wanting to have a go where they run 1,000 metre steeples or 1,500 metre steeples. Yeah.
That was Otis Neely at the Javelin. 45.99 his first round throw, had him in 7th place.
Muayaya was Angus Bumby from Wellington College, managed to get 43.08 metres. Whainui ho tērā mo te tainga tua te kau, puts him in the 10 for the second. Rai tatari ana mo Otis, just waiting for Otis Neely's distance. 50.38, that is a beautiful throw there. Ka pai ki a koe Otis.
Lifts him to 4th in the standings and will please our co-commentator Brianna Stevenson. Daniel Beamish-White with his latest throw out of Napier Boys. He opened with 34.05. Hamish Peachy out of Hamilton Boys, leaning on his javelin as he contemplates his second round throw.
Koe Naine, Kaipanga Tau, javelin thrower. We'll give it another go. Ko tahi meneti te roa, kia rate. They have 1 minute to throw the javelin from the time that their name has been called. It's good to know all these new bits of knowledge from everyone that I've learnt from this weekend. Ngā mihi kia koutou. Big thanks, big ups to you guys.
Yeah, thanks Kai. It's good, obviously being schooled up over the weekend with the rules, and probably Brianna and Kirsten have been helping with that, particularly for the field events. So they will know it off pat what the time limits are as the field progresses through.
Tony have read out results of the road races this morning, but hadn't seen the senior boys result until now, and I'm not sure whether you had or not, but George Wiley coming through. You told us yesterday that he wasn't going to run the 1500 to concentrate on the road race. Of course, he won the 3,000 metres on day one, and he has been successful in the road race with 18:10.88 ahead of Isaac Stewart. George, of course, from Palaga Boys, Isaac Stewart from Auckland Grammar, and Theo Bray from Rongotai College.
Yeah, and it looks like it was a convincing win for George out there. It was a compact little 1K circuit for the road race, and they said it was a great atmosphere with the athletes all being able to see each other pretty well the whole time at Park Island. And yeah, convincing win by about 45 seconds, or just a tick over from George, from Isaac Stewart, who did well in the 3,000 as well the other day. He came through and finished in the top 8 from recollection. So yeah, really good there. And George obviously made that decision. He was going to just do the longer races. He's looking to qualify over 5K for the World Juniors next year, and I think he's targeting the night of fives for that event, so we'll be able to watch what George does there.
Excellent, thank you for that update, Tony, and look forward, of course, to the 1500 metre finals coming up this afternoon.
By Tyler Bradley Naine, te tainga tuatahi o te Kaipanga Tau. First place right now, Tyler Bradley giving the throw, just out of bounds a little bit, I believe. That was his second throw of the day.
You got this, Kai. You got this.
I'm coming back next year nice and hot. Koe tērā mā, mihi ka tika kia koutou once again. Just a big thank you to everyone that's helped out at this event. I koe tērā Pokaiho shorts. Definitely new to this kaupapa, but definitely learning a lot on this weekend.
Well,
So-
if you're going to come back hot and strong next year, my te reo better be a whole lot better.
Ai, māratahi,
Better be a whole lot
taumatahi.
better. Tyler Bradley indeed did foul that second one, as Kai mentioned. William Evans, who's currently lying third with his first round throw, 52.73. His second throw measured 46.31. Tony, would have been quite tough conditions, I'd imagine, from a heat perspective this morning. There was no real breeze there this morning either. Perhaps there was out where the road race was run, but there probably was no escaping the heat for the competitors.
Yeah, so Park Island's a big sports complex out there in near Taradale, which is kind of almost to Napier from here, but it was run in a car park area there. There's hockey turfs and football fields there. And yeah, I've heard reports that it was getting pretty warm towards the end. The young Year 9 girls started off at 8 o'clock, so it hadn't got too hot for them, but by the time the senior boys competed at almost 10 o'clock, it was getting warm, and obviously they're on the black tarmac as well, so it's warming up on the red track out here at the moment, but so I've heard reports that it was pretty warm for some of those boys.
Now, you will have seen activity at the long jump pit as well in the back straight here of our magnificent stadium, Whare Kina Mitre 10 Park here in Hiratonga, Hastings, and just flicking through there look to be 30 competitors, Tony, which is a big field for the senior girls long jump, and we had a big field for the senior boys yesterday as well.
Yeah, so we definitely were having debate about whether to have qualifying for that, but once, I think we mentioned yesterday, once we get down to around 32, we did go for that straight final. And it's also trying to manage the programs for some of these senior girls. I heard earlier in the commentary today mentioning that the seniors get a fairly good option of being able to pick more than one or two events, but then they have to decide on those event clashes, and so the 100 metres and the long jump are two common doubles, if you like sometimes the 110 or the 100 metre hurdles for the girls and the long jump as well. So it's trying to get that right timing in the program that suits everyone, and get all the events in across the weekend for our 4 grades and all the disciplines that we offer.
And we'll bring you as much of the coverage as we can, of course, and we've just had a big throw there at the Javelin, so we'll look for an update here as I looked away, Kai.
I get the tatari hoki au. That was me making my silent wow face. Ki te ana ia George Gray mo tōna whiunga tuarua, second throw there of the tile, sorry. So ka ki te, just waiting for our distance to be measured there. 56.91 metres I tēnei wā te whānau, which is just barely 1.5 metres away from Tyler Bradley. I think he feels good about that. That's 3 metres above his PR today.
But he's inched closer to Tyler Bradley, obviously, and 2 good consistent throws as well. So
consistency is
good rhythm.
Alright, tautoko.
George will be feeling good about his throwing as he works to his 3rd throw, and with that sort of distance, he's going to be confident that he'll be in the top 8 as well.
Ko ki te tenuinga o te rei tēnei weekend. We've seen a lot of consistency this weekend when it comes to Javelin especially. That's probably something that I've had my eye on the most, Javelin and Shotput. So seeing this is a really good sign for what's to come in the later years as well. Seeing how much they can grow.
So you can see on your screen in the moment in the background we've got the junior girls 2,000 metres steeplechase underway, while we're keeping an eye on the senior boys javelin.
And we will bring you results where we can of other events that we won't be focusing on. Kai?
I just have a partai here for you, Tony. Just a quick question based on you talked about how hot the track is. Is there any type of, I guess, heat that you would want for the track, or is there a type of necessary heat you would say, or condition rather, that you would want for the track?
Yeah, well, the tracks are of a rubber compound, and this track's due for relaying, It's been down. This is the original track since it's been down in 2008. So
Right.
that's why it is actually very fast at the moment, because it's what they call reasonably bare, and when it's hot weather, the track gives good resilience, if you like, and makes it quite fast
Right.
for the athletes.
Still quite a young track.
No, it's an old track. They usually have a life of around 10 to 12 years at the most. So
I see.
this one's well due for renewal.
Right.
But obviously they have pretty good dry weather in Hastings, so not like some of our tracks around the country that need replacing more regularly, because water does affect them. It's a rubber surface glued onto a hard surface underneath. And,
Right.
so once water gets in underneath the tracks as well, and there can be deterioration, and of course the high wear areas are usually around the block start zones and in lane 1, of course.
Oh, ngā mihi. That's good to know. There's some good information, some good knowledge to keep hold of for the coming years. Ngā mihi, Tony.
Kai track I have listed as Ara Whanui.
What was that, sorry?
Ara Whanui for
Ai, Ara
track.
Whanui, yep. So I would probably go towards Ara Reihi racetrack, or Ara Whanui, the big, you could call it a big track, that's what it would be. But ai, tika tau.
Is Reihi track, Reihi race.
Yes. Very transliterate.
Yes.
Te reo Māori has a lot of transliteration, but it can be quite fun sometimes, make it a lot easier to learn.
I'll be learning to roll my R's. Aaron Keane, St Patrick's College, in the Javelin.
Sitting there in the front of our screen was the Celtic's Good Sport flag. I don't know if you caught any of the presentation we did to Tauranga Boys, who their staff were nominated as the Good Sport recipients on the social media platform during the build-up to this event.
And having a very strong weekend in terms of competition results.
Yeah, pretty strong weekend, of course, with the number of victories they're having, and the athletes they have in their stables, and the good coaching staff they have external to the school, but the school organisation with Adam Garner and Gareth Hyatt and Brad Smith in particular makes it a very strong team from Tauranga Boys, obviously one of our traditionally strong sporting schools across the country as well.
And good that they are recognised, because Tony, this is a competition. The fastest, the strongest, the furthest throwers, the longest jumpers don't necessarily come and win automatically. You have to put in their work, you have to be well coached, and you have to produce on the day.
Yeah, and as I made the presentation to Gareth Hyatt, which was really nice, because Gareth's hometown is here in Hastings before he went off to Dunedin to train as a teacher, and then came and lived in Wellington and taught there for a while, and now he's at Tauranga Boys. And as he said, he mentioned that they have their school staff, but they've worked very closely with coaches like Kerry Hill and Kirsten Hallier and particularly Craig Kirkwood with their strong distance group to make sure that they have a strong school program.
Oliver Chung here from Westlake. He is throwing, and of course the 2,000 metre steeplechase is running at the moment. Tony, obviously will slow down the Javelin a little because they do have to use the same track.
Yeah, that is the only problem when there's the one Javelin run up as well. They have obviously a little bit of ability down there because the steeplechase hurdle jump is on the outside of the track. Some stadiums you'll see the steeplechase hurdle for the water, that is, for the water jump, comes through on the inside of the track, but fortunately that's not the case here, so they have to manage the javelin throw, the officials, so it's a bit like being traffic cops on duty.
Water jump will be popular today, I think.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple of athletes going in the steeplechase myself, and I said, you're one of the few athletes can cool off during a race, but don't make sure you don't take too deep a plunge, because the idea is to get out of there as quick as you can with 1 foot only.
How long has that been a thing for athletics? Has this always been a part of the case, or is this something quite new?
The history of steeplechase goes back a long way from athletics. Obviously, probably originated from cross country, which was probably one of the early phases of how steeplechase became part of track and field. Yeah.
I'll be going head first there, Kai.
I don't think I'll be running there right now if I could.
But for Kai, that's a good question, because for women, the steeplechase is a more recent thing. I'm trying to remember the year now when it first came in at World Athletics, accepted at World Champs level. I'm going to take a stab in the dark here, but it was probably around about the late 90s, early 2000 that Steeplechase became an internationally accepted event for women.
Oh, wow.
Saw Daniel Sherrod from Matamata College, the latest there at the Javelin. Water jump, well, we know water's why. Pekingawai? Pekingawai?
Yeah, Pekingawai, yep.
Got some useful notes here, Kai. And every time you say, yes, I just tick it.
Oh, no, yes. It's going very well. Your learnings have been definitely improved in the past 3 days. Done very well, Mark.
You'll have to leave me your number, Kai.
Alright, Marku.
Repetition is the mother of skill. Need to do this daily.
Yeah. Pai tatari ana mō ngā kōhine ki te oma pāhi I te tūnga kaipanga tau. Just waiting for our girls to run past for our javelins to get back into place.
And over at the long jump, don't have any distances registered for me just at the moment, but where we can bring you jumps, obviously we will. And you'll be looking out for your special person, the person that you are following. But yeah, big field of 30 for the long jump.
Daniel Sherrod tēnei, Matamata College. Tōna tāo re tapeti ana, flew quite far on that one with the white flag, Haki Mā. And it's good to go. You can see the splashes of water in the background there.
Yeah. I'm pretty confident he threw twice in a row there, Tony, and I'm assuming that they determined that the first one, for whatever reason, and I don't know whether it was something to do with what was happening on the track or not, but I don't think we're having replays there. But anyway, we'll get Daniel.
Think of.
He has improved on his first round throw. He's out to 43.65 is Daniel out of Matamata, and currently in 11th place in this good-sized field of javelin throwers.
I'm trying to remember when Matamata, who their javelin throwers have been in the past, but one really well-known name that I do remember early on in our secondary school's athletics that was threw the javelin pretty admirably was a gentleman by the name of Warwick Taylor.
Oh, all black Warwick Taylor?
Yes, he grew up in Matamata College, of course.
My phys ed teacher briefly at Kaihoi High was Warwick.
Wai ko te kaipanga tau nane ko Leo Kirkland, my King's College, kātahi anō ia kia whiua I tōna tau just through his tau there, waiting on our distance. Looked like it was a pretty far one there.
So if any of the listeners and viewers at home were watching the junior girls steeplechase going in the background there while we've been focusing on the javelin, we picked up some shots, of course, of the water jump. It looks like the winner of that event was, well, my screen's just refreshed as I'm about to announce that, Charlotte Hawkes, all the way from the Deep South and Southland Girls High, in a time of 7:25. Zoe Hilton from Raphael House Rudolph Steiner School in Wairarapa was second, and Isabel Prescott from Villa-Marie third. So that was the top three in that race that we were seeing in the background.
Good morning for the Deep South with Connor Gilliland winning out of Winton.
Yeah, they're definitely very strong in Southland in their secondary school athletics, and so you know, only need a half a dozen good coaches down in the area, and it makes a difference. Invercargill
high jump winner yesterday, Isaiah Brown.
Yep, as I said, I think at the time I'm imagining that Lance Smith has had a little bit to do with his development, but this I think it's Ollie Davis who didn't have such a good day yesterday. I think his father's involved in one of the schools down there and supports himself and Connor Gilliland. So two of our secondary school athletes that have been selected before for New Zealand school teams. It looked like a pretty handy javelin throw there.
Aye. Karato Kitely out of Burnside High. Kai, did you get Leo Kirkland's distance there?
Aye, ko tāna tawhiti o tōna tāu I tēnei wā. He's put himself to 6th place at this moment, so he's pretty comfortable in the top 8 for 48.62. Engari koia rā a Leo with his pretty damn far throw there. First throw being 41.34, second throw being a foul, and now we're just getting our measurements now.
Karatau is the first thrower in the sequence, so this is third and final, and Karatau currently 7th, and of course it's the top 8 for the cut-off for the last 3 throws. Our current leader Tyler Bradley out of Lincoln High, 58.32. George Gray with 2 really consistent throws, 56.91. The better of those being the second one, and William Evans' first throw has him third, 52.73 out of Tātea College down there in Mosgiel. And our long jumpers are working through the first round. This is Mia Cody out of St Andrews. Hunter Avery led off. Don't have a distance for Hunter. Mia Cody the second of our jumpers, and there are, I don't think there's been any defections here, so 30 long jumpers in the initial rounds.
So Mia Cody on the runway now. Gets the white flag, that's what they always want to see.
Seemed to hit the board pretty well too, Tony, because I thought it might have been close to a foul, but clearly wasn't, and clearly measured her run up quite nicely, you would think, to hit it really well first up. Leo Powdrill out of Orangatai College.
Yep.
Latest thrower.
Been throwing reasonably consistently down the Wellington Club meets, so let's see how he goes.
Tony is general manager also of Wellington Athletics, one of your many hats that you do wear. Obviously you see a lot of the local Wellington athletes down at Newtown Park leading into this meet.
Yeah, we've had some good meets in Wellington, had some really good numbers in the first few meets back in October, and then we've had some Central League meetings in the Central Region and Wanganui and Masterton, and there was one up in Inglewood as well early on. So then we had a couple of twilight meets as well for athletes to come out and just hone their performances for this big weekend for our secondary schools in particular.
We saw Taylor Trowell there in the long jump. She finished 4th in the high jump yesterday, and she also won a heat yesterday of the 300 metre hurdle, so she'll have that final coming up in the not too distant future here on day 3.
So you see Finn Henderson from Collegiate getting the all clear from the judge with the flag there to throw after the Steeplechase boys have gone by in the junior Steeplechase.
Okay, ngana ki te kite I tōna momo Tao. See how he goes with his throw here.
That was Finn Herdman. And he did get a white flag.
Jodie McCarthy-Dempsey there over at the long jump pit, and of course we saw Jodie win the 100 metre hurdles only a matter of minutes ago really. Another of our athletes competing close together.
I think we're going to suffer one of the issues there with our live results from the far side of the track coming through consistently, aren't we? For the long jump.
Yes. Tila Tefari from Columba College, the latest to jump. And it seems to be the further away they are from us, Tony, the issue with the signal perhaps?
Yeah, it's the issue with the Wi-Fi signal I think they're utilising, which is not always the best when you've got a lot of people using those cell phones in the stadium at the same time.
Bigger the crowd, the harder it becomes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when the results come, they do come with a rush.
Yeah.
Alright. We'll try to get it to you guys
so it
at
looks
home.
like Jodie McCarthy's mark was 5:36.
Lauren Barrett Hamilton.
Around 5:60 plus will be what will get you in the top 8, I would think.
Lauren's also come from the hurdles final. She finished 4th. She was the defending champion there.
Kori te taine, Cade Westbrook from Wellington College. Best throw currently at 42.09. Don't look like it went.
It looked like a pretty decent sort of a throw by Westbrook.
So he needs to try and get into the top 8 with that final throw. 45.87 is the mark to get for that. Currently his best 42.09, but it was good to the eye, that throw. Ruby Darwin, Golden Bay, next into the pit. Hakima.
Right, Hakima in the clear.
Ruby fourth in the triple jump yesterday. Of course, we'll expect a number of these athletes to back up in the 2 jumping disciplines.
And you get the Haki fiddle this time. Still waiting on our Cade Westbrook getting 43.18, which unfortunately won't put him in the top 8 mark. And that's his final throw of the day.
Back on the long jump, Zara Hinton from Iona College.
Will be a Haki fiddle, red flag. He haratera, which is a foul.
I haven't looked up Iona. Any takers? Iona College?
Waiana?
Waiana? Iona? Iona?
Kare te moho.
4 athletes.
So the results just popping through from the junior boys steeplechase, and it seems that that was taken out by Max Sterling from Hamilton Boys High, ahead of Bear Waldron from St Patrick's College, and Caleb Dobier from King's High down in Dunedin. And if I got my facts right, I think that Max Sterling also took out the junior boys road race earlier this morning, so he's had a really busy morning. But we'll check that out for you.
I think you're correct using my hazy memory as well. Iona College, it's quite local actually, Havelock North.
Yeah, Max was the winner there, ahead of Jacob Williams in the junior boys, and his brother Jack out of Hamilton Boys High.
We have a clear white flag for Angus Bumby from Wellington College for his final throw. Before him, Koyara called Gabriel Dickinson, fortunately just outside of the top 8 at 45.15. Otona Fiu Whakamutunga, last throw. Now just waiting on Angus Bumby I tēnei wā.
So Alex Ross has the 8th and final cut-off spot at the moment with his second round throw of 45.87, so Gabriel was close. He sits 9th. Jamie fell out of Hamilton Girls, triple jump champion in the long jump pit this afternoon. Along with that triple jump, she also qualified for the 300 metre hurdles final, and of course she came through for second in that 100 metre hurdles final earlier.
Mai te whānau. Still waiting on Angus Bumby from Wellington College.
Working through this first round, 30 jumpers. Kennedy Shields, 378 out of Christian School. Looking to the track, and senior action about to take place with the Steeplechase field getting ready.
It's a field of 9 by the looks of it now, Mark. There was a few more entered, but as we said, some of them have been doing 3K and some have done the road race. So it's a good, strong field, reasonably even. I guess if I was going to go for an early shot, I would say probably Caitlin Kirk. She's run pretty strongly in some of the Central League Steeplechase in there. Bronwyn Weiss-Jones out of Cambridge has performed well in the past in the time of under 7 minutes. Madison McLean's had a bit of a struggle this season to get the form that got her a medal in this event last year. And the St Mary's colours there, the dark colours with the blonde hair is Madison, and 7th on the lineup. And then Javelin Kowalski, you better say that one.
Kowalski, defending champion.
Kowalski is in there as well. I see now of them getting to the bottom of the page. So yeah, defending champion, and then Millie McFadden, who's had strong performances over a number of events in the distance on track, road, and cross country. And she's come all the way up from St Peter's College in Gore.
So it's the 2,000 metre senior girls steeplechase as they get underway at a strong pace to find their rhythm, find their spot before they approach the first of the steeples. Tony, did you run over the jumps often yourself?
A few times. I did win a Waikato title on grass at Cambridge over steeplechase as a junior, and then did a few steeplechases in the twilight of my career, I might say, Mark, to help score some points in some team competitions for the club. But and of course those girls, there's a few going a little deep there, and that's why the gap suddenly opened up on the back markers.
This is Taiapa Rua Manamita, 2,000 metre steeplechase, and momentum's everything, Tony, over these.
Absolutely, and the important thing is that they do pace themselves, because you get quite lactic from the hurdling and at the end. So we'll see how it pans out. But there's some good. It's a good even field, to be fair, and I think the hurdle technique will pay a lot.
Some choose to clear them in one bound, Tony. Others look to put the foot on the top.
Yeah, and I'm never sure what to advise young athletes at this age, because and particularly when they're distance runners, unless they're true hurdlers. The height of the hurdles for the girls and the juniors that have just competed before is 0.762 metres, so 2'6" basically. The under 18 boys, the senior boys that will run afterwards, they're running at the under 18 height of 0.838 metres, and that's 2'9", whereas the seniors, you can see one of the girls there clambering over it. She got in too close and got undecided about what she would do.
And of course, when there's any congestion, things can happen, like to Geordie Beamish in the
and we know what
semi-final of the 3,000 metres. Not everyone can take a spike to the face, get up and go again.
So you can see the technique into the water, and some of them are landing right out on the edge, which is what you want, and a couple are landed reasonably deep in the midpoint of the water jump. So leading, as I thought, is Caitlin Kirk, 117 out of Central Hawke's Bay College. So she's been running particularly well during the preparation phase.
And the field is stretched out.
Yeah, she's definitely set the pace quite early on. So
Jacqueline Kowalski's time last year, sub 7 minutes, 6:56 and 19, as we watch them come into the back straight. And Bronwyn Weiss-Jones second.
From Cambridge High, yep. She should continue to feature. She's been strong over the distance races this year. But yes, Caitlin's really stretched this field early on, hasn't she? So there's going to be a bit of carnage maybe later on as we get some tired legs.
Obviously confident in her ability, though, to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, she's been running really well and consistent in the meets leading up. So you can usually tell how tired the athletes are by how they come out of that water jump. And we'll just pick up the third place athlete there. Is The screen's gone dull on me, so we'll just pick that up. Trying to recognise the shirt. It's
might be Jacqueline Kowaleski.
I think it is. Isn't it? Last year's winner, number 520.
So she's in third. She's closing up on Bronwyn Rees-Jones.
Yeah.
So Caitlin Kirk leading as we head into the back straight. Get a good shot off the here. 117 leading over Bronwyn Rees-Jones and Jacqueline Kowaleski.
Fourth place there is our athlete Millie McFadden from St Peters, 8.54.
We have seen in some of the middle distance races to date, Tony, when we think the medals are decided, not necessarily so.
Yeah, and fatigue can set in very quickly in the steeplechase in the last lap, particularly in these really warm conditions out there now of 11:30 in the morning. Kai, I'm not sure what you've felt when you've had a walk around out in the sun, but it's pretty oppressive heat there.
Ai, tau te koe ngā kōrero, ke te tatari noau mo ngā putanga mo te Javelin, just waiting on our Javelin rolls to come in, which I'll talk about after our senior girls staples.
So, do you have a top 8 there, Kai?
Top 8.
Has it come through?
We've almost finished here in the Javelin.
After 3 rounds, of course the top 8 will get to throw another 3 as Caitlin Kirk extends her advantage, Tony, and looking strong.
Yeah, and Jacqueline Kowaleski has come through for second now, and Bronwyn Rees-Jones has just looked like she's struggling to hold on to her, but we can see what will happen. But yeah, Kirk's looking very, very comfortable and composed out in front, isn't she?
And clearing the steeple comfortably. Do people change their style as they get fatigued and maybe use the foot?
Start using the foot. It's a little safer, when your legs are getting tired and you haven't got the same bounce, that's for sure. And of course, Caitlin from the Central Hawke's Bay, she's probably used to some of these warm, hot conditions lately. She's probably been training in them. They've had some good warm temperatures down here in the bay.
Bronwyn's done well to get sort of onto the back of Jacqueline again, although she was a bit slower over that
hurdle.
steeple.
So we'll watch those two as they go through the water if we've got the camera on, and it looks like Bronwyn Rees-Jones is going to go by again, so she's not done yet.
So Caitlin Kirk through the water again, running out on her own. She's dominated this race from the front to date. Bronwyn Rees-Jones has really picked up again though, and is looking to close down that advantage, and she's not doing a bad job with Jacqueline Kowaleski, the defending champion, now back in third. But Caitlin Kirk, a comfortable winner out of the Central Hawke's Bay, local victory.
And Bronwyn Rees-Jones did come through there to defeat the defending champion, who made a mid-race to go there for the silver. And it's Millie McFadden, I think, still there, coming through now, in fourth.
And impressive running from them all in these conditions today. I'd say never more if they felt like going through a water jump, even though it's a tough part of the discipline.
Absolutely, yeah.
Our Javelin throws for our senior boys right now. We have Tyler Bradley from Lincoln High School for his final throw, almost hitting 60 metres at 59.88, which is his top throw of the day. Second, we have George Gray from Wellington College. His final throw was 53.04. His longest throw was 56.91. Number 3 at the moment is Otis Neely from Auckland Grammar. His final throw being 54.49, as well as William Evans from Taieri College, being 44.58 for his final throw, though his top throw was 52.73. Number 5, Alex Ross, who got on his last throw 49.73. Oliver Chung has yet to throw his third fight today, though I was looking at Angus Bumbly, who managed to make top 8, now sitting at 7th place at 48.91 metres, and Leo Kirkland at number 8, yet to throw his third one. So this list is pretty damn tight right now with their whānau. Still have a few throwers on their third flights right now. Really kangana ki te kite. Just congrats to Tyler Bradley for 59.88. Definitely an impressive one there. Inaina Aaron Keane, St. Patrick's College.
And just referring back to the long jump and the previous jump there from Hannah Hickson, still no distances come through that I can see here. Kai, have you got any advance on that from your device? Raw refreshing, clicking?
Still refreshing.
But we are at least able to get you as much footage as we can from the back straight, but we've had no distances registered there on our live feed at the present moment.
Beautiful distance there cleared. Maiaia ko Oliver Changtera from Westlake. He haki mā pia, white flag, ai ko karangatia. It's 24-hour distance. Looks to be something in between 45 metres to 50 metres. From this angle e te whānau.
And on the track, we're about 5 minutes away from the senior boys 2,000 metre steeplechase. Tony, I see one of the boys you coached there, Jag Willers, is in, and a field of 15, so early on they will be looking to find themselves some clear air to get into their rhythm.
Yeah, that's the approach that young Jag's going to take, unless he changes his mind on the line. He's defending his title, and this is his last opportunity to race at this particular steeplechase height, because, as I mentioned, it's under 18 height. Of 8.838 metres. He is now an under 20 athlete, so in club athletics he has to run the higher senior men's height. So he had his first steeple of the season last season. He's been running particularly well over the 8 and 15. And he's also hoping to nurse himself through and come back in the 15 later on. But he's loved to have a crack at the record, so I think it's going to depend on the conditions out there, how it's going. He missed it last year. He led, getting pretty close, just a tick over 6 minutes after tripping at the hurdle just past the finish line with a lap to go. So let's hope he gets a clean clearance for a start. But yeah, so I'm sure he's going to set a little bit of early pace to see how conditions are going. But it's pretty hot out there now. And 7.5 laps is a little bit further than the 2 laps or some of the sprint races that we've had so far this morning.
Pai tawarere o te tau from Leo Kirkland there, I believe, from King's College, who has a 48.62 on the second throw. We see where he's at for the third.
So other athletes that should look to be going pretty well in this event, this young boy there, Caribou Wasan from Westlake Boys, he'll be fairly strong, I think, in the mix, as will Samuel Rickaby, and possibly Timo McDonald at Auckland Grammar. So they're underway, are they?
No, they've just been released from the line.
They've been released from the line, so we must have a bit of a hold up, because we're starting to get a bit behind on our time schedule. So I was looking down there just as I was reading the list.
Yeah, I saw an official came up, and then the boys just sort of jogged off. So we'll endeavour to find out what the issue is there, but
hopefully they don't go for too far.
A couple have stayed near the start, and here they are. They've just loosened up their legs effectively.
They've got that hurdle sort of half ready to go on the track. They're starting back there, just beyond the 1,500 metre line.
And they're heavy, those. And you don't want to strike them with your shin.
No, they don't move very easily. or worse, you don't want to hit it with your knee on the way up, that's for sure.
So Jag Willers will start second from the inside, outside of Jarvis Shaw from Palmerston North, and 15 stretched around the arc for the beginning of the 2,000 metre senior boys steeplechase.
try and get a clock this time. Right, they're getting stood up again. Get the toes behind the line, boys. It's amazing how many these distance runners forget they've got to have their toes completely behind the line.
Keen to go.
Getting the instructions now from the starter's assistant. I think it looks like Deb Fern.
In fact, no arc here because of where they start entering the back straight.
We have got the clock on screen, that's good.
And Jag Willis straight to the front.
Yeah, and as I said, the boy from Westlake, Karabu Masani, is in their second. I think they've raced each other before at North Island schools level. And there'll be some boys in there that haven't got times. Another boy in there from St Pat's, that's Lockie McLaughlin. He trains in our group as well, and this is a new experience for him. He sunk down into this water jump, didn't do too good a job there. So Jag's looking to come out at a time, we said, so he comes through the bell lap, and he's going to look to see if he can run around 71s per lap and come through with the bell. Obviously they run not the bell, sorry, when they come to the start finish line they want to run around the 50 mark, 53, 54. That's looking about right on spot on what he's targeted, so he's judged that pretty well. The danger with athletes when they think about a record is going up too hard, but he's got to just nurse it out there at the moment. And most importantly, to win the title is what he wants. His last race for St Pat's College out of Kilburnie. He's looking forward to.
So Jag Willis leading. Java Shaw, Samuel Rickaby, Karabo Mosiani, Ryan Gillam, top five. The front three looking to establish a wee bit of a break here.
Yeah, so they've definitely set the tone from the beginning. So we always know the Westlake boys are going to be strong in the distance races, so as I thought, Karabu Mosiani will give a run, and Shaw, I think you said, wasn't it in third there at the moment?
Rickaby.
Oh, Rickaby, Sam Rickaby,
yeah. King's College.
And then 1009, it looks like, is in fourth place.
Yes, no, Java Shaw's at
Java
the moment.
Shaw,
Well, he's been shown as second, but he isn't. So it's just a mistake in the
So it's going to
current
come
running.
through. So it looks like he's not quite running to the 71s that he had hoped, but he's maybe decided he's going to go for the title. He's got company. More like a 75 lap there, I think.
So Jag Willers, Karabo Mosiani and Samuel Rickaby, the three, looking to potentially work together, Tony, at this point?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm picking that Jag will want to get a bit of a lead. Obviously, he doesn't want to have to sprint too hard at the end if he's going to come back and run the 1500 later on.
Silas Campbell is the runner in fourth at the moment, wearing December 1009.
Looks like he's just picking it up a little bit now. Masani wants to go with him though. We'll watch them over the water.
And Samuel, quite a tall stance, but he looks to be running relatively comfortably himself.
Yeah, he is, and Willer's got a little bit of a better jump out of the two of them, I think, out of the water there, but it's always good being in front because you have clear air, as we say, Mark, just like the steeplechases on the racetrack. They like to get clear air when they come into it, but yeah, Rickaby's he's a strong runner. He's had a good winter.
Having said that, I wouldn't mind a bit of splash on my face today, Tony.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Might be one day where you don't mind.
A bit of water is good.
Silas Campbell in fourth spot, just going through the start-finish now. As Jag Willers continues to lead, Samuel Rickaby, long loping stride, just making sure that Jag doesn't get too far in front of him.
Yeah, looks like he's put the pedal down a little bit now, isn't he?
Yeah, split screen gives you the opportunity to...
Silas Campbell, he ran pretty well on the 3K B race from memory, I think, wasn't it?
Yes.
And we'll see who's coming through in fifth spot it will be.
It's certainly anyone that you are looking for. You will be able to see. Ryan Gillam currently in fifth, Ryder Matthews.
So barring
Timo
accidents,
McDonald
Willers has got a good handy lead now, hasn't he?
Yes. Samuel Rickaby and Karabo Masayani
And he's being particularly cautious because, as I said, last year he tripped at the hurdle just after the bell. So he's coming up now. He's still within a shot of running a pretty good time here. So
will he know that, Tony?
Yeah, he was going to look at the clock, and that's what he will have done for sure. So he's going to have to see how much he's got left to kick in a hard last lap. But yeah, he's definitely should have the race to himself unless the bear jumps on the back.
Foot firmly on top there as he enters the back straight.
He's striding out nicely.
And of course, a 1500 to come later as well.
He's got a bit to go because he's got a longer 200 across the last time round.
And water jump for one final time for Jag Willers.
And good clearance there, nicely through. He's got 15 seconds if he wants to run under 6, but I think he's just going to be happy to get the title and save some energy in this heat to have a crack in the 1500 where he's an outside podium spot.
So applause ringing out for Jag Willers, the defending champion from last year out of St Patrick's College.
Just about run the same time. He might have just snuck under 6 minutes. We'll wait and see what the clock says.
He ran right through the line. Samuel Rickaby is too. Strong finish from Sam.
Yep. They really split the field open in the last K of that race, didn't they?
Karabo Mosiani, prominent throughout. He will come through to claim the bronze medal. Silas Campbell's been fourth. Through out. Timo McDonald, Josh Silloyd, Zach Whitley looking to complete the 2,000 metre senior boys steeplechase.
So looking at the time, it's a fraction slower than he ran last year, but 6:01.84 is what's unofficial at the moment. 6:09 for Rickaby, but I'd suggest that it's quite a bit warmer today than it was this time last year.
Happy, coach?
Oh, you're always going to be happy when your athletes win.
Yes.
I would always like the athletes to choose the event they want to have a go at, and he wanted to defend his title, and I think he would have been a real good shot in for the bronze in that Flash 800 we had with Sam Roof and Joe Martin earlier today with the form he's been showing on the track. So it was an opportunity there for him. But he chose this, and that's what he's happy about. He wins a title, which is great for him. Good confidence booster as he comes into the next race.
So senior girls long jump in action, and we'll look to see if we can find some distances registered for that. They're working through the first round, and there are 30 competitors there. And at the Javelin, down to the final 8, Tyler Bratley from Lincoln High continues to lead there. In fact, his third round throw, his best so far, 59.88, extending his lead. George Gray in second, 56.91 with his second throw. Otis Nearly, 54.49 he pulled out in his third throw. And Brianna Stevenson's going to be rapt about that. And Brianna will join us very shortly.
Smiling as she's coming in the door. So I'm going to say harira to you and Kai and Mark.
Harira.
And we may see you before the end of the day, but keep up the good work.
I hope you can join us for the 1,500 metres, Tony, which should be a spectacular part of the afternoon. William Evans at Hardy College's first round throw, 52.73, has him fourth. Leo Kirkland, 50.45, he's just thrown in the fourth round. Keeps him in fifth. Actually bumps him up to fifth spot. So Leo pulling out his best from King's College in round 4. Alex Ross, 49.73. Oliver Chung on the runway from Westlake, and Angus Bumby rounding out the top 8 with 48.91.
Ka pai nei mai hoki mai, Rihanna. Pehea.
Okay, well, let's talk about Otis Nearly, because that's who you left us for, and seeing around 3:54.49 has left you with a beaming smile.
Yes, great throw from Otis there in that third round. A little bit of a shaky start there, as you can see from his first round, 45.99, but we went back, reset things, and yeah, he's in a great position. His personal best not recorded is 56 metres actually.
Okay.
So he's getting close, getting close, although I've just been told that the javelins have been changed a little bit as far as their weight distribution for the 700 gram javelins. So yeah, a great effort from Otis in round 3, and I'll be watching keenly, probably watching my phone as his mum tries to communicate with me while I'm in here speaking with you all.
We've just seen Alex Ross there throw with his 5th. We'll await that measurement. Oliver Chung recorded 46.57. You just said like reset with Otis. What do you mean by that, and how do you go about that?
Yeah, so inevitably when you come into a competition, sometimes you just get those like first throw, first jump jitters. You know, you're a bit tense. So, you know, he came to me and said, I wasn't really thinking about anything, to be honest. Just tightened up a bit, and I was like, yep, let's not overthink it. Just relax. You know what you're doing. And sure enough, that extended his throw distance to 50 in the 2nd round and even further in the 3rd. So just trusting themselves. Sometimes they, you know, start to overthink things with the pressure that comes on. So yes, I do try with my coaching to give athletes some self cues where they can kind of look at how their throw felt or even looked, so that they can self-correct. So he has a few things up his sleeve as well that he can work on just on his own.
Oh boy, words of a wise coach in there.
Yes, we've got wise coaches between us. Tony's just walked out with Jag Willers, one of his competitors, successfully defending his 2,000 metre steeplechase title. So I might leave Brianna and Kai to look after the javelin. I'll see if I can find some distances for the long jump. But Brianna, we have to keep our eye on the track, because the Senior Girls 100 metre final is coming up, and we have been looking forward very much to this. And just a little bit difficult to keep up on the track at the moment, because we are about 20 minutes behind in the track program.
Yes, I believe, unfortunately, we might have just missed that 100 metre final. But as we would have expected, Kendra Scully has taken the win there with a time of 11:75. We might be looking at close to a school record there as well. 2nd for Caitlin Black in 11:97, and our very versatile Mia DeJager in 3rd there with a time of 12:01.
Record is with Lucy Sheet out of Marlborough Girls 11:59 back in 2017. But
Those
very
were
good.
my days there. I remember that final fondly, watching Lucy cross the line from behind her. So not quite, but I think we will see the 200 metre final, the record drop in that final from Kendra Scully. We also had a personal best for Maddie Earley in 4th, 12:07. Maya Masters with 5th in 12:19. Sienna Moyle in 6th with 12:52. Ingrid Stripling 7th with 12:58. And Kenzie Bowden 8th with 12:61.
Thank you, Brianna. Our apologies there just for missing the vision there. It's a little difficult though when the track program gets behind as it has in terms of the timing. We are now focused on the senior boys final, which has Daniel Mandingu in lane 1 out of Te Paipai Oatia. Dominic Dubé from John Paul College in Rotorua in lane 2. Regan Wilson out of Tauranga Boys in lane 3. Troy Waldrum in lane number 4 from St Patrick's College Silverstream. Ollie Anderson in 5 from King's College. 6 Joshua Ennis, Tauranga Boys. 7 Noah King, Northcote College, and Finn Hawkins in lane 8 for Christchurch Boys High School. Going through their pre-race routine and taking their place in the blocks in what should be a very competitive final. Of course, the crowd is getting bigger, and we're endeavouring to bring you as much of the coverage as we can. Underway now, Troy Waldrum through the middle with Regan Wilson on his inside, and Ollie Anderson coming through in lane number 5. Dominic Dubé closer in lane number 2. Might have come through to the lead. Dominic Dubé has done enough. Second over, Ollie Anderson, and Troy Waldrum not too far away from the placings. Brianna in what was a very good final. If you look, it's quite a straight line. Dominic Dubé coming through strongly to win from Ollie Anderson and Troy Waldron.
Very exciting race there, and an incredible time from Dominic Dubé of 10.62. A little bit windy, unfortunately, with a positive 2.1. Legal wind being positive 2.0. We see these unofficial results coming through at the moment, so we will wait to give you official confirmation of those times, but a clear winner there for Dominic Dubé from John Paul College.
And important to note there, so that wind plus 2.1, so it's very close to the legal limit, and he's very close to what would have been the record, and it's a long-standing record. Ben Potter back in 1997 with 10.60. 10.62 for Dominic Dubé, and yes, the wind over the allowed legal limit, but only just with a plus 2.1.
All 8 senior boys under that elusive 11-second mark, which is what we expected from that final.
Joshua Inch listed as second there.
I think
I
think it was Ollie Anderson.
I did too. It was the King's College singlet, that's for sure.
Yes.
Which was what I was calling off. So let's just wait on that, because what's come up as the official result is not what we saw to our eye. But Dominic Dubé clearly the winner, and he's had a strong weekend. Dominic coming through 4 rounds to take out the senior boys title. And there is a photo finish up that I can see, which has lane number 5 in second, so looked like Ollie Anderson in lane number 5, so we'll just wait for that official result to come through to confirm what we think we saw.
Yes.
Ai, tatari tonu ana mō te kaipanga tau rather. Leo Kirkland from King's College just went. Tatari ana. And is sitting at 50.66 metres I tēnei wā. Engari koia rā ko Angus Bumby hei kaipanga tau.
Beautiful throw there from Angus. Can be a little bit disorientating seeing it from this angle. I think we might be close to the 50-metre mark there.
I got tōna few tawhiti tēnei wā, his furthest being 48.91, so he's definitely beaten his PR that's stated down right now. And ka tatari for his 5th.
Just at the bottom of the screen there, you can see the junior girls 100-metre final. Jodie McCarthy Dempsey on the runway in the senior girls long jump, not quite getting her run up right there. She was our winner of the 100-metre hurdles, so busy day for Jodie today.
And she's currently lying second in the long jump. We do have some updated distances here. Jamie Fell, our triple jump champion, is the leader. 5 metres 50 in her second jump. Jodie in her first, 5.36. Hannah Hickson, 5.29 with her first jump, currently third, ahead of Juliet McKinley, 5.28. Casey McCulley, 5.15. Taylor Trow, 5.06. Sahara Slater, 5.05. And rounding out the top 8 at the moment, Lauren Barrett Hamilton with 5 metres 4.
Olivia Norris-Spring on the runway there. Red flag. Might have just ticked over that blackboard.
Ka tahi anō Alex Ross, kua few I tōna tau, just few through his javelin, waiting for distance. Oliver Chung before him. Last mark was at Whāte Kaumawha Ira Warirua, 44.82. Though his first throw would be his best of today, being 48.98 metres.
Brianna, just quickly on the 100 metre hurdles for women. It's a race that actually changed quite dramatically over the closing stages with the clipping of hurdles, etc. We also saw in the senior boys, Connor Gilliland hitting the third to last hurdle on the last hurdle, but able to maintain his balance, but not quite so for the runner from Otago in the women's final.
Yeah, so as I was saying yesterday, it's so important to stay focused when you've got those barriers in front of you, especially on that last hurdle. A lot of the time you're thinking cross the finish line, but you've still got one hurdle to go over. So yes, that 100 metre hurdles from the senior girls was a very close finish, with the top four being within 0.14 of a second of each other. Otis nearly on the runway now for the senior boys javelin.
On the track, working through the 100 metre finals for the junior girls and boys, and then we'll have the junior girls and junior boys 300 metre hurdles, and then our next senior event is the 300 metre hurdles for girls, listed for 12:40, although we have been a little bit behind time on the track.
Ka reo ki te whiunga o te kaipanga tau o William Evans, ko tāna i tēnei wā, he got a 47.93 on his last throw, on the last mark there. Otis Neely just through and waiting for confirmation, sitting at 52.53. Really good throw. Still sitting comfortably at third right now, George Gray.
Samara Tarima from Christchurch Girls High on the long jump runway.
Getting a little stuck in the sand there. You want to try your best in long jump to make sure that your body is landing in front of your feet, because otherwise your jump will be measured from where you've fallen back to. Also on the screen, a beautiful throw from George Gray. A really nice trajectory there. We will await that final measure.
Zara Hinton from Iona College, Havelock North.
It's my coaching debut at a competition like this, and I feel the stress and the angst as a coach on the sideline when you're...
Is it worse than being an athlete because you can't control it from here?
Yep. I have a bit more respect now for my coach, especially given not that I didn't have a lot of respect for him anyways, but especially given he has to sit through 7 of my events. The stress is real. You just want the best for your athlete. Feeling that this morning.
I just got the distance for George Gray in his last throw there being 57.72.
Wow.
That being his PR for the day, I believe. Ai, te nui o tōna whiu, te tawhiti. Very lovely throw there. I believe it was was that Tyler Bradley from Lincoln High School just throwing his one? Katatari ka kite, we'll see.
Juliet McKinley in the long jump pit there, and next up we will have Cora O'Rourke from James Hargest College. The next jumper, we worked through the third round there, and long competition for the senior girls with 30 jumpers. We did have a burst of distances come through for the first 2 rounds, but not much through from the third round yet to date. Hakima, white flag for Cora, and her latest distance to be measured. She's been around a 4.85 metre jumper. And Jamie Fell should be next in, who is our current leader as far as we're aware. looking to add the long jump title to the triple jump title that she won yesterday.
Yes, and a silver in the 100 metre hurdles this morning as well. Red flag, unfortunately, but looked like a promising jump. She will take that confidence into the next 3 rounds. At the moment, it's looking like the cutoff is going to be around the 5 metre mark for the top 8 to progress.
And Jamie powered through in that hurdles with some slightly cleaner flights than a couple of the competitors ahead of her. In the hurdles, you just never give up.
Yes, pretty much. And as I said, you've really got to, make sure you're staying focused on getting through those hurdles before attacking the finish line. Something I've definitely been guilty of previously in some races, getting a little bit ahead of yourself and trying to get to that finish line before you've actually gone over that final hurdle. Some fast times in that 110 hurdles race as well for those senior boys. I heard a few of them speaking afterwards, very impressed by some of the times. I believe I heard Asher Robertson had a huge personal best in that 110 metre hurdles, and that race was littered with personal bests as well. So congratulations to those senior boys in the hurdles.
Asher adding a 3rd bronze medal, and of course he also has gold in the long jump.
Yes, Asher, if he's flying, his bag's going to be heavy, full of medals from this weekend.
Kapai ko te whiunga o Oliver Chung. His last mark was a foul, unfortunately, giving Alex Ross his throw just then. Tōna tāo. Looks like to be just in between the 40 to 50 metre mark.
Lily Morrison from Kaipai High School in North Canterbury, just north of Christchurch, over the Waimakariri River. She's been sprinting pretty well across the weekend, Lily, and some good speed on the runway and hitting the board.
As with quite a few of our jumps this weekend, just a slight delay in getting those jump results here, so bear with us as we do our best to keep you well updated with that senior girls long jump competition.
Seems to be the worst part of the track for the Wi-Fi, Brianna.
Yes, I think so, far end of the track. Senior boys long jump here, Alex Ross from St Patrick's College. Ooh. No, maybe. A lot of officials out there keeping everything running smoothly. I think the track will move on to some of our longer hurdles finals.
We're working over our lunch break, do you realise that? But where would we go?
Yes.
Obviously, with the Javelin. Long jump, obviously, still a fair way to go as we work through the 3rd round.
It's Maisie Simpson from Hawke's Bay there.
Ki te hoki ngā tamatane e whakamahana ana, just getting into their headspace for their tāo.
Final throw for Otis.
Right.
I'm a little bit nervous. No, he's got it.
Praying.
They look better. We will await that final result. It looks like Otis, at the very least, will lock in a medal today, so very proud and happy for him, for his efforts this weekend.
Ka pai to the coach, congratulations.
All right.
51.84 to finish the competition for Otis. 4 throws over 50 metres, which is a fantastic competition today. He will settle for the bronze medal.
Casey McCulley on the long jump runway out of Queen Margaret College. Kai doing his first lot of coaching as well this weekend, coaching Te Reo.
Alright, got my part in this. That's good enough for me.
Do we have a Māori word for javelin? Taiaha or not?
No, it'll just be tau.
Tau, okay. Oh.
Just looking at a competitor falling forward there. Brianna is just overbalanced, but providing the hands are behind the line, still okay for a fair throw?
Yes, in the javelin, yes, that's right. As long as you don't break that white line at the front of the runway, then yes, you've got a white flag.
Because we do sometimes see the very best absolutely launch themselves.
Launch their bodies into the throw. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. And for the landing of the javelin, it must land tip first for it to be a valid throw.
Indeed. Charlotte Blake from Craighead out of Timaru.
Tatari tonu ana mo George Gray at his throw being 57.60. So that's his second best throw of the day. He's 0.12 metres away from his personal best today.
And this will be our current leader, Tyler Bratley.
Alright.
He's had a fantastic series today.
We're almost hitting that 60 metre mark on his third throw.
Oh, that looks pretty promising for a 60 metre throw. As we've spoken about quite a lot this weekend, another elusive barrier as a thrower. And speaking to one of the Wanganui collegiate coaches, whom I had the pleasure of going on a few Oceania trips when I was younger, he said 60 metres is a very, very impressive throw for a young man.
Looking forward to seeing what comes up there for Tyler in his last throw.
I'm calling it. I'm going to say it's over 60 metres.
And there you go.
There we go.
Hey.
Ka wai. Ono te kau I ra rimatahi mita, 60.51 metres. Well done, Brianna.
Sienna Wright there in the long jump pit, another from Craighead Diocesan.
I had a feeling he was going to hit that just from his third throw being 59.88. And now he decided to round it up. Put it at 60.51. He's definitely happy with that one. 60 metres being very impressive, you say, for young males?
Absolutely, and he had a very dominant display there from the beginning,
right,
stamping that 58.32 in first round. So huge congratulations to Tyler Bratley from Lincoln High School.
Only being less than a metre away from last year's winner being 61.11.
Paloma King, our latest jumper at the long jump from Sacred Heart College. As we work through the final round of 3 before we reduce this field of 30 all the way down to 8. Jade Magendi from Avonside Girls in Christchurch.
I believe we should be getting close to the end of our third round for the senior girls here in the long jump.
And now we've just had, well, I've just had some updates. Hope you guys have too with the updated third rounds here, so we'll be able to give you a clear top 8 shortly. Just a couple left to go. Just a handful of jumpers still to come in the third and final round.
Elizabeth Cudby there from Te Paipai o Aotea with her third round jump.
So looking to the top of the board now, Jamie Fell has been leading the competition in round 2, 5 metres 50.
Zahara Slatter on the runway there from Fielding High School.
Zahara currently 7th, so just inside the top 8 cut-off. Her best jump to date, 5:05.
Aroha mai ta button e te whānau, but I'm going to leave the long jump to our pros here. And then ka ki te ia koutou whai muri atu. Ngā mihi.
Ngā mihi kai. Forward to having Hokaiho Short back with us for the final session of 5. It will be. Sophia Wright, another from Craighead, out of Timaru. Brianna must have a very keen and competent long jump coach.
Yes, to have such a good crop of jumpers coming through, typically you've got a coach that is enabling that pathway for them.
Team of 8 in total out of Craighead, as we look to Hannah Hickson from John Paul College out of Rotorua that produced our 100 metre senior boys winner earlier, Dominic Dubé. He'll be looking to make it a double on the 200.
Hannah is another athlete we've seen quite frequently this weekend. Great extension there from Hannah. White flag, which we love to see. Hannah's sitting in 4th at the moment with her first round jump of 5:29, so Hannah should be pretty safe going into the final 3 rounds.
Mentioned Jamie Fell leading earlier, Jodie McCarthy Dempsey second, 5:36 in round 1, Juliet McKinley in third, 5:30 in her third round, Hannah Hickson 5:29 as we mentioned. We'll get an update in a moment as we get the last jumper of the 30 for round number 3. Casey McCulley 5th, 5:15, 5:06 Taylor Trow 6th, Zahara Slatter 5:05, Lauren Barrett Hamilton rounds out the 8, 5:04. And Sophie Patterson from St Andrews College. Final jump of the third round. That's certainly one of them, I think.
Sophie will be happy to get that jump in. She had a first and a second round foul, and it always puts a little bit of pressure on that third round, as we saw in the shot put this morning as well.
We will take this opportunity to take a break while we await the 8 finalists. And of course looking forward to the 5th and final session on both track and field. Just before we do though, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors. Firstly, a big thank you to Whakata Māori for bringing us the live stream to everybody, free of charge and accessible no matter where you are. Grateful too for the support of Bailey's Real Estate, Caltex, Nativa and Apollo Projects. Their sponsorship enables us to share this event with you and your whānau. And finally, we'd like to thank Te Tara Whiri for the valuable mahi they are doing to support Te Reo Māori commentary and development. Ngā mihi nui. Your support truly makes a difference. And a big shout out to Kai Short, our Te Reo expert. He will be with us very shortly. We'll take a quick break of about 10 minutes. We'll be back on the other side, looking forward to the final 8 in the senior girls long jump, and also our next activity on the track with 300 metre hurdles